Howdy, folks. Welcome to Adventures in Albron Courts of Everest. I am Joe Treff, your DM this evening, and joining me are my friends, Matt, Vincent, Kara, Hannah, and Alana. I did it all in one go this time. I'm very proud of myself. A couple of announcements before we get started. First of all, we played Mosaic Team 5, our original Starfinder campaign, last night. That was a adventure into the mold farms of the Bloodwalk, and that is something that you could see. It was about that moldy. Yeah. There's a lot, I mean, the slime cows and stuff. You can see that and more at Albron RPG on YouTube when it re-airs at noon, followed by this at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We also have a Twitch at Albron RPG. You can see stuff that's on our table right now. These are just snacks and other. It's kind of sad looking at the camera.
It's because you don't have it from this angle. From this angle, from this angle, it's delightful.
But you can see what ends up showing up there. We have encounter maps. We have other things. Ooh, I didn't see that. You can see the stuff that is on our table in more detail at Albron RPG on Instagram and other social media. We have a bunch of cool art that's coming our way. We just had Alina's tarot card finish. We actually have a banner that was made. We have it somewhere.
Why did it come down?
Yeah, I don't know. We all forgot.
Yeah, because it was...
No, we're not going to hang up just
I didn't want the
one.
reveal.
No, hang up just one.
No.
One at a time.
I feel like we need at least two, and then we can start again.
I refuse to
Buy
be the
one, get
only
one
person
free.
who has this tarot
Right here,
card.
it's like
Witness me.
You gotta steam it too. It's a whole...
Yeah, it's wrinkled.
Yeah.
Like,
We'll
but
just
it's
do
very
this. Will just be
beautiful.
the view the whole time, and people will just interpret what we're saying as like, just off-character people. But announcements. That's what we got.
That's what we do.
trying to be a fancy lady and it's too warm.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. This is the first time in like the history of this basement where it's warm. And actually, no, yesterday.
It's a nice change of pace.
And yesterday I was like
Yesterday
very
was
warmly
cozy.
dressed, and I was like, "Damn, this is
cozy. I wore
still
wool
had a
socks
blanket.
yesterday of all fucking days.
Yeah, not the best day to choose that. But we are going to play some D&D in just a second.
Are we going to explain tonight's theme in case people are wondering why Matt is the way he is?
No.
On this week's
That's a whole other thing.
Oh, this isn't for the
We do
theme.
not have
This is
time to
just-
get into that
Matt just woke
in
up
one
this morning.
Yeah,
session.
I just came from Emily's store. It's dog week.
It's dog week. I was trying to think of something that all of us had in common that I could say as like a different theme, but Matt is just coming from work. But no, it is
Dog of
week.
the state.
It's hey, I woke up this way.
Yeah.
So it is dog week. They're celebrating
my
Hannah's
face?
birthday. Happy birthday, Hannah. It is a week late. Oh, sorry, Vincent. Sorry.
The other one.
I got it confused. Okay.
My birthday's 2 days after yours.
That's
We do look
true.
very
That's
alike.
true.
It's very
I also don't really
Yeah.
celebrate my birthday, so it's
You guys have the same last name. It's confusing.
Just like
it is a little confusing. Yeah.
We have the same dogs.
God, all these
You guys
Should
have
have
the
thought
same
about that before you
address.
got married. So, with
one
that
of
said,
those.
we are ready to get into this week's session of Adventures in Albron, Courts of Everest. Wandering Hearts. Last we played, you arrived at Darkbriar, the city relatively close to where Minka grew up, within the mountains of the northern Everest. You used your connections to this blind Ambersworn to have a free trip down the mountain and to Darkbriar proper. You watched as other people were conned out of their money in a similar way to the way that you had when you arrived at one of the previous stations.
What? I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was totally legit. But you arrived in Darkbriar, proceeded to wander around and discuss what to do looking for the hardest to find drink of all recorded history, you did remember that you had a shipment waiting for you, and so did find your way to the Darkbriar General, where Hearsome had shipped Valis's brand new set of plate armor. Full plate, in fact, that was from the famed smith Dragon's Folly within the Emerald Spire that typically only takes clients of some renown. You also received some reagents to one of your spells in particular, gem-infused chalk that should allow you to teleport somewhere in the future, or I guess technically right now if you want.
We do it right now. See how well.
You eventually found a drink after going to a couple of maybe confusingly named places prior. The Prospector's Mistress, just a slightly upscale general store. You did find your way to the Spitting Stone Inn, named for its fountain of a fishman in a tutu just squirting water out of their mouth. You made your way on the inside. And to be fair, you didn't see the actual. So there's a very small chance that it fires it at you in the face when you walk in. It was just trickling to the tutu when you guys walked in. But neither here nor there. You entered this place. You took seats around one of the tables, and after securing some drinks, you proceeded to start to plan your next moves. And still, at this point, have not come upon a firm solution, finding many pros and cons to the various ways in which you might travel. But Billy, while this conversation was occurring, you saw a familiar sight through the window.
Yeah.
A dark dog that got closer and closer, seeming to almost call your attention to it, but you ignored it.
That was
and
good.
At last, it told you, fine, do it on your own. And as the words, come home, Billy, hang in the air, that is where we begin this evening. Just 1 second.
Billy drains her beverage.
No problem.
A very important note from last week.
She drew the fish mountain.
Oh, yeah. Right.
I wanted to confirm how it looks.
It's very good.
It is wonderful.
It is really good. Boy. So,
What time is it?
pardon me?
What time is it? And how much time until the things
Very
are done?
good.
So once again, you have no real time set or
Right.
frame of time or when this could happen, what day it could happen. The information that you have is pretty limited.
Yeah.
But it is 11:05 p.m. on the 2nd of Hyasun, 1481, third age. Sorry. Yes, 1481, the third age. I thought we time traveled for a second.
Late evening. Okay.
Wednesday.
Cool.
We have rooms upstairs. We haven't had our long rest yet. We're just vibing downstairs, having right.
Straight vibes.
Okay. Honestly, the vibes are impeccable.
They were impeccable up to a point, but there is a chill, and then Billy just slams back her beverage.
I was
Questionable
reaching
and
for the
impeccable.
word impeccable, and all I could come up with was pure, which is not. That does not describe the
The
vibe.
vibes were dilapidated.
Them vibes are pure.
Vibes are crunk. So you all have the table in front of you. You have your drinks. It is about 11 o'clock, and so it is ticking towards the later hours of the evening. You still have not made a firm plan in one way or the other. And so, for what it's worth, that might be a good idea. It was a stressful week of prep. But what would
We
you
make
all
a
like
plan,
to do?
then. Joe will know what we're up to. Gotta keep them guessing.
Mission succeeded. Doo-doo. Achievement unlocked.
Okay, so Alina will say, I've been thinking over the past week. No, I realized, says Alina, that I've been spending all this time trying to find a teleportation circle here in the city, but we can just ask Hearsome to bring us back once we're done with our various tasks up north. Because we've got the Beep Boop Beep Stone. So, I mean, if I don't...
You mean the sending stone?
Yeah, sure, the Beep Boop Beep Stone. So
What
if
has
I...
that stone, by the way?
Billy has it.
Very good.
So, I mean, if I'm
I
not
gave it.
able to find a
Gave it.
teleportation circle that I can, record the runes on, it's not going to be the end of the world. I mean, I'd prefer it so that we don't have to rely on Hearsome any more than we already are, but...
Alina,
Huh?
are teleportation circles things you can learn from books? Or do you have to, see the circle?
You can learn anything from books.
I don't think you can learn everything from.
I didn't think you could learn it from books until, actually, I don't know if Hearsome said to someone that you can learn them from books. And now that I know that, definitely the next time we're in the Spire, I'm going to visit some sort of book.
Because one of
area.
the a library, maybe.
Yeah.
No,
A bookery.
A bookery, for sure.
Yes, the bookery, where they house the ravens and the books.
Oh, that's good.
I mean, we are theoretically we could go to that castle that has a bunch of information in it. That might have a record of a circle, maybe. I don't know. I don't really know how this works. I don't think I've seen a teleportation circle that wasn't Fey driven. I don't know how different they are.
Oh, I think when I was speaking to Harrison, they're different. Fey circles are different from teleportation circles.
Right.
He told us Fey circles, mortals can use them, but with, I forget what he said, either a high cost or with very specific terms and conditions.
Both.
But he's used them for us before. He teleported us once before. So I'm just saying, I know that I keep going on and on and on about finding a circle so I can study its runes, but it doesn't have to be a top priority.
I understand it though. I mean, it makes sense. We did spend how long traveling from one end of the continent to the other to get here?
We really did
mean-
go from one end to the other, didn't we?
I mean, if we can do that quicker, I'm sure that would help in the future.
And I can get us back to the Emerald Spire. I know the runes for for one of the Emerald Spire ones. We haven't decided which, but that's okay.
Stroll day.
Yeah, and we could even go to Thornholm if we wanted. But yeah,
Maybe
These
we
are all
should.
lovely possibilities, but
When we finish here, we should go to Thornholm because there's also a.
need to consider the more immediate.
Well, I know, but what I'm saying is that when we finish in this area, if we're still alive, we could go to Thornholm, and then there's a pyramid near Thornholm that I like to look at too. And so we can maybe for the future, because right
Because of
now,
your dream?
yes. And I don't know how much I want to think directly about where we're going. Oh, spiders or mountains? Did we ever really decide?
we did not.
I know the vote was mountains.
I vote spiders, and I think this technical conversation is becoming a bit too much for me, and I would like to take a drink and some fresh air. Billy, would you care to accompany me as an effort in safety?
You should have a buddy.
Fine.
How long should we wait to come after you if you don't come back?
It's like,
Count to 10.
I don't know what time it is.
An
Do we have a
hour?
curfew?
No, listen, just make sure
Sorry,
you're
it's just
back.
the way you said that made it sound like you were up to something.
Definitely
I'm
sounds
just.
like you're up to something.
You're talking
We're probably
about
just gonna talk to his
teleportation
aunt.
circles and this and that and you can get it in books,
just
but you
being
can also learn it in
conversational.
runes, and that's just. I feel like I'm back in classes, and that's. I'm going to get some fresh air.
Look, just make sure you're back here.
Yeah, I'll
at
be
dawn.
back in the morning.
By dawn. We're
Try
meeting
not
here.
to
Hold
get
on.
tied to a pole.
Shouldn't we figure out where we're going now before we
I have
separate?
cast my vote, and I will take life as it comes when we have come to a decision.
Your vote was spiders?
My vote is spiders.
I seem to recall.
Mountains.
I have to change my vote.
I don't remember why Hearsome said that. Spiders
Because
was the
there
better
are
idea.
rocks and things and dragons up in the
Oh,
sky
right, the
that
dragon
will
was,
come
yes.
down and eat us
The
like
sword is
Yeah.
also
small-
under.
Yes. This.
Okay, so
And I want
spiders.
the sword. I don't want the
Right.
spiders, I don't want the caves, but god damn it, I want the sword.
While you guys are on your walk, I'll see if I can find you some fantasy syntax.
All right. Two
Not
votes
syntax, that's
for
a different
spiders
syntax.
and sword, and I will be off.
Alright.
Maria stood up and sat down now like 4 times. But this time, he walks away from the table.
Billy grabs her flask to take it with her.
The two of you make your way out and into Darkbriar, these kind of stone streets amongst stone buildings. What are the rest of you doing?
I turned to Alina and asked, I've seen those two talking together. Are they?
An item?
And are they an item?
I don't know if
trauma bonded.
I think they're just becoming buddies. I don't know how interested in romance Billy is, but admittedly, I've never really asked.
She hasn't killed him yet.
Yeah.
I think that they.
She's not really gonna kill me, right? When I made her sober? Okay.
Not at this point.
I thought she was joking, but I wasn't sure.
I'd maybe stay on her good side for a little while.
Yeah, I think I learned something from that.
I think, I don't know, they've kind of come to an understanding. It's sort of nice, really.
That is really nice. So what were you gonna say?
What did you ask me?
You all start taking sips of your drink,
Yeah.
but cutting out into the street, Billy and Ori. This flutter of people that went by that kind of masked the dog was maybe a group leaving work all at once or getting off a ship or something. But the streets, there are people here and there. It's not crowded by any means. But as you make your way through, I would say make perception checks. And are you heading, I would assume, to the docks?
Billy's following Ori. Billy doesn't understand what's going
I have
on.
the map too that we had gotten, or the copy that I made from the one that we saw. Nice.
28.
Where are my stats? Why can't they? Oh. New shit.
Here they go down.
Here they come. Why am I on my spells page? That's not a thing.
You don't have spells.
Wait,
26.
you don't have one of those.
Billy?
Nice
28.
try.
Nice.
As you begin to move, there's a street out in front of you that narrows to a place between two buildings, one on the left, large, only one story, but it's wide, and the billowing smoke coming out of the triple chimneys in the middle of it would belie that this is likely the smelt house that you had heard about. There is not like heat radiating off the walls by any means, but certainly you can smell hot stone and coal and a little bit of iron. And on the roof of that building, you can see the glint of the amber-colored vials that would mark that there is an amber sworn above, just keeping watch. You would be walking straight between that building and another if you want to head straight towards the harbor. You could deviate a little bit further south. Neither of you are from here, and so you don't really know where you're going necessarily.
The map.
You have the map, right?
So
yeah.
I'm gonna kind of like, walk along one of these main roads, duck into an alley, pull out the map, out of sight of Amber Sworn, just kind of off to the side. Be like, all right, I just want to.
Before we start, how drunk does Ori look?
Yeah.
Not as drunk as Ori has been appearing.
Does he need a balancing?
I was gonna say,
Anybody.
was the drunk Ori at the table different from the drunk Ori now?
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah. So pull out the map. I'm like, all right. So there's gonna be a lot of Amber Sworn, but I just want to go take a look at the docks. I think you understand why, given the letter, and I thought you might have some interest as well. Just a peek before anything happens and such. Yes.
Yeah, but why not say anything to anyone else?
I don't really. Let's walk and talk. Yes.
Okay. We Sorgan.
Sneaky Sorgan.
I don't know. You're.
So are you trying to sneak?
Not actively yet. Like, still
It's kind of a yes or no question.
Billy
He's got a
can't.
passive perception, though.
trying to avoid being very conspicuous with Amber Sworn around, but really going into stealth mode when we get closer to the docks and it's like
Okay.
Billy
guarded-
clean.
He's flying
guarded
casual.
territory, you know?
So where you are, it's not that far from the docks. There's only like a row or two of buildings between. And there is a direct road that goes straight to the water from where you are. That's what you were looking at between those two buildings. What you probably want to do, and you can see on the map, the Lunarish Guild Hall is marked. And so if you want to go there, I don't remember if I actually put the map in Discord or not. No.
You didn't.
Oh,
You did
sorry.
not.
It's Building C, but that doesn't help you. It is one of the northernmost buildings within the dock district, and if you think about it as a crescent-shaped sort of cove, at the very top there is only one building above the Lunarish Guild Hall. Down below, the only other thing that is marked on the map at the opposite end of the docks proper, the other end of the crescent moon, is the Ice Maker Guild Hall, which I believe one of you had learned there might be a
Stark
teleportation circle there. One more time?
Stark bites are. There's something about the ice. Maybe I'm making that up.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Crazy.
Hard to say.
Shrug.
I wonder who fucking knows that. Who knows that, Joe?
I don't know.
'Cause I don't.
Let us know in chat if you know. So,
Help me out there, Tom.
No, he will though.
Gunner,
if you want to make your way down the most main street,
come in
you
here
do
and
that.
save me.
You'll enter onto what is known as Still Harbor, that district, in an area that is an open sort of cobblestone courtyard that you would imagine is a place that you could have a market, or a place where at least as you get off ships you could kind of unload a lot of cargo and then figure out where it goes from there. To the north is where the Lunarish Guild Hall is, and you can definitely see here there are pairs of Ambersworn that are walking up and down the docks. Here and there you can see they do go up and actually will go onto ships every now and then and just kind of check using no torch or lantern, but magical light. I would say that you probably have seen the light spell before, and so that same brilliant white-blue light every now and then just kind of, and you can see through the cabin holes and the various sort of windows in these ships, the furniture and stuff just ghostly illuminated as they seem to be looking for people or just inspecting things.
Okay. So we're walking. I think probably want to make our way through the part of the dock area heading towards the Lunarish Guild Hall.
Okay.
Right? Get a better look at where there's presumably going to be this very powerful thing that is getting delivered between the hags and the Ambersworn.
Okay.
Listen to them assumptions.
A lot of assumptions, but
Oh yeah.
So you make your way out.
We're
and
just scalping.
make perception checks.
Again?
Yeah.
Again. Please be good. I should never say that when I roll.
No.
Dirty 20.
Shoot yourself in the foot every time.
It's a 12.
Given the conversation that you're having, you're still not 1,000% sure that Ori is as sober as they are claiming. But as you kind of watch and regard them, it does take a little bit more of your attention away. And
Billy's looking for a dog, not focusing on anything else.
there are dogs.
So many dogs.
Here on the docks, you can see like 2 or 3 of them in some of the alleyways, and they're sniffing into barrels and looking for scraps of food. And yeah, dogs absolutely roam the docks. And some of them are pretty large, and some of them are pretty dark. But you don't see, with your roll especially, the one that you're thinking about. You, Ori, don't see that dog either.
Oh.
And with the 20, you're pretty sure it's not here. Not that you're looking for it. But one thing that you do note, as you make your way onto the docks and look left and look right, there aren't people here aside from the Ambersworn. And all at once, you're aware of the fact that within this cobblestone courtyard, it's just the 2 of you. Are you doing anything in particular at this moment?
Are we noticed and being cordoned off in this way? Like, this is very clearly a weird situation. Did it just suddenly everyone was like skedaddled?
Make an insight check. But at the moment, from what you're looking at, you can see a little bit to the north where the first sort of building marks a warehouse of some kind. You can see there's like a big opening in the front, so it's not closed off in any way. There is one of the
I'm so sorry.
Ambersworn that is making their way in the direction of the Lunarish Guild Hall, north, and they're not looking at you. And you would imagine if they were like on guard, they would probably at least not have their back to you. But there are other ones that are approaching you from the south. There's at least one that you can see now a little bit to the north east that is up on that rooftop still. And every now and then they do turn, not to look at you, but in your direction. There's nothing keeping you from being spotted, but you're not being watched, at least not yet.
Okay. 22.
Okay. With a 22, you immediately get the sense that while you have not been cordoned off or pushed into a place as like a trap, you are in a place that most people know not to be.
This seems like the time to go back and then make ourselves scarce and try to get a better approach to see what's going on.
Okay.
Just to kind of, I want to see if I can see anyone mentioned in this note.
Okay. So you walk into the dock district, the music changes, and you're like, uh-oh. And you
Quick saves. Oh no, not a quick save.
Took a wrong turn.
Wait, why am I not moving? Oh shit, it's a cutscene.
Oh shit, we only have 6 seconds. Go. Turn back.
Or you started the conversation. So you make your way back a little bit. Go ahead and make stealth checks. You duck into one of the alleyways right out in front of a building that is
don't
called
want
Steel
Billy
Cap
making
Food
those.
Supply, currently shuttered and dark.
Wait, I thought Billy was good at this.
No, you're thinking of Echo.
Shit.
Thursday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yes, a sponsor.
16.
19.
Okay.
I rolled well.
You duck into an alleyway. You kind of quiet down for a second. You hear the footsteps approach from the south, and the Embersworn walks right by. And so that first one, no problem. You walk by that. Are you making your way back out into the docks?
I'm looking for any hidden access points to get a little further in to get a look at what's going on closer to the Lunarish Guild Hall.
The closest rooftop that goes out to the Lunarish Guild Hall, the Smelt House, it has a Embersworn right on top of it, but it is mostly square of shape, except a section that becomes a long, almost like an arm off this building, and it runs straight over to the harbor proper, and you would imagine this is where things are shipped out of here and go straight onto ships. Like it would almost go maybe 30 feet out onto the docks. From that point, you could walk and jump from that the top of that building to the row of roofs that make warehouses up to the Lunarish Guild Hall proper. From this point, I would say you can also see for the first time the Guild Hall. Give me 1 second here. I'm going to describe it correctly for you.
While you do that, I'm gonna pull out the relevant spell cards. For if get caught.
Meanwhile,
That's
back at the tavern,
also
we're what, maybe playing
Why Ori
cards, strip
asked
poker by
Billy to
now.
come.
Straight down
Hell
from the bar.
No, everyone's joining.
Yeah, no, it's a big strip poker.
There's a lot of money on the line.
Located just, there's just diamonds on the table. Somebody has a wish scroll. Located just off the 8th pier, the Lunari Guild Hall is a sprawling 2-story wooden lodge overlooking the water, and from where you are seeing, you can see this facade. It is just pure glass. It is windows as far as you can see with very little wood or framing around it. Minka, you know a little bit more about this, and though you're not there, you have heard this referred to, and maybe you haven't put this together, but people have spoken about the house with a glass face, or the house with a shallow face, and that's what this is referred to as, because the side facing the street, there is not a single window or door. It is just straight stone with a few sort of accents. There are some shutters, but one of them is open and ajar, and there is just stone behind that, and so very much for decoration. Only one side has any kind of light. And from here, with a 20, Billy, you see none of this, but with a 20, or you can see that there are Embersworn within the building proper, 2 on the top floor and 2 on the bottom at the very least. There's at least 1 more outside on the dock area proper. And that is most of what you see around that guild hall. You can see that there's a massive sign over the door with these incredibly complex rings and circles that spell out something in a language that is alien to you. And that is what you see.
Thinking back to their time in Petrichor,
Sure.
Billy thinks about what the dock workers looked like and what they were wearing to emulate something like that, and cast Disguise Self.
Sure. Make a performance check.
Ooh.
or you're paying attention because Billy isn't really. And so you keep a steady eye focused on the rooftops, you count all the different people, and as you are walking by, you and Billy split to go around one side of a stall, and then there's just somebody entirely different on the other side. And you look over, and it's jarring at first, but the mannerisms, and suddenly you realize it is still Billy. A little more scruffy, wearing some more common clothing, some protective gloves.
Also a dude.
Yeah, also a dude.
Good.
Yeah.
So, I think I want to get a better view. Amenable to you? Just for a minute.
Oh, you mean like split?
No. I mean, help me get up there. I guess. Can you get up there? Is a better question.
Are you asking if I can, like, magic myself up there?
Yes.
That's a once a day thing.
You hear footsteps. The clank of metal boots on metal, and looking up above, you can see walking along the edge directly above you of this kind of smelt house, that Ambersworn who is keeping watch. And you see both of you bathed in light as they hold this point of a staff up, covered in light, and just look directly overhead. You are maybe like 6-7 feet down, but they just look directly over you, rolling a 4. It goes out, and you just hear clunk, clunk, clunk. And they walk a little bit further along.
Billy kept the flasks. Like, this is part of it.
Alright, so I count at least 6 of them around the building there. I just want to see if there's anywhere else and, where things might show up.
Okay, I can't do much for you. I'm sorry.
Alright, well, do you want to be lookout or do you want to come with?
If you want quiet, I'll be lookout.
Alright.
You want a signal? What's a good signal for you for somebody's coming?
Well,
Sounds,
can you do-
imagery. Literally anything. I'm magic.
Alright, so then you come up with something.
Yeah, but I want you to know what it is.
Tell me what it is. I don't know what you can do. You know what you
You hear the footsteps returning.
I knew it.
You hear the footsteps return. Clunk, clunk, clunk. And again, the staff, just a little bit further north this time. And they're further. They rolled somehow lower.
must be echoing up.
Just looks out. Hello. Is anybody out there?
Billy.
I see you. And you can hear it. He's doing the thing where he's like, if somebody's listening, they're going to know I'm looking at them. But just turns off and continues to walk further away. This idiot.
All right, so you come up with a noise and tell me what it is, and then I'm going to go.
Billy tries to remember the sounds of like birds on the water, and it's just like, I guess like a seabird or something.
All right, but it should be something that's not very common around this area.
It's nighttime.
Wait.
What you want?
Have there been any bird noises
You
at
want to
all?
be
It's night. And
Besides-
so you hear a few of the kind of night birds that you
Okay,
might
so it's
expect
not
in
like
this
it was
area.
like
It's also
before,
nighttime, and
because
Billy's
like with the dragons being around, we've been in areas where there haven't been like
with the rocks around,
Yeah,
for sure.
and-
Yeah.
yeah.
And that more indicated that they were directly in your proximity.
right. So it's not a situation like that right now. There's life sounds.
You hear a few.
Okay. Yeah, sure. A bird. Just a seabird. Okay, great. And if I have any trouble, I will make noises that will be also seabird-like, as best I can. Or
You have
I'll
flaming
fire an arrow.
arrows.
I'll fire an arrow. Straight up. That is your signal to, I don't know, cause a destruction. Okay.
Or he fires an arrow straight up. He's sitting there and hiding. Sneak attack, sneak attack. 2 turns later, critical.
Billy feels poorly about this whole plan.
get murdered by yourself in 2 easy steps.
Achievement unlocked. So, you are going to sneak up to the roof?
Not the roof where I can get a better vantage point that you're telling me, like where I could jump across.
That would be the one that this person is guarding, that they just walked up across and looked out over you on. So if you want, they're up there.
Okay.
It's a very big roof.
Oh.
It is probably about 220 feet long, at its widest point by about 300 feet wide. That little narrow arm, only about 15 feet wide, and runs an additional like 50 feet off that main square building. And that runs down straight towards the water, and it is only about an 8-foot gap from that roof to the next warehouse roof.
Okay, so if I can get past this guy, as far as I know, clear shot to get to the other roof if I can just run that distance and hop.
As far as you know.
Okay.
As long as nobody else is watching.
All right.
It's just like back to the inn, and you just, as you guys are like, you know, all naked playing cards for some reason, Rez is just kind of like, man, I really feel like having somebody able to like watch overhead and visibly would have been helpful, but I don't know.
How many minutes
No one
has it
offers.
been?
At this point, it's probably only been like 15, 20 minutes.
Okay, at the
What's the
20-minute
vibe-
mark,
what's the
I think
vibe in
Alina
here?
would send Rez out to go see if he
Naked?
can find them.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I got it.
Is this like a quiet bar or like a merry bar?
I would say it's merry. Yeah, it's
Especially
like
now
not,
that you're all naked.
it's
I mean,
not. Yeah.
Okay, so I would like to point out Alina is very good at poker. No nakedness here.
There you go.
Nika has a lot of layers.
Yeah.
She's not very good at cards, but she's a lot.
It's
of
like the
layers.
person, I don't know if you've ever seen the video of the person with a bucket on their head and the cops yank the bucket off this.
One of my all-time favorites.
At this point, everybody's just trying to see if like there's any end to this thing. But yeah, no problem. The vibes, I mean, it's merry in that people are having a generally good time and drinking. If you bump into somebody, it's not immediately like a problem. But people aren't celebrating by any means. It's Wednesday.
You guys think it was a bad idea to send Ori and Billy out together?
Send is a really strong word for what happened there.
I think that's fair.
They can both look after themselves. I'm just worried about where they might have gone. Like,
I'm wondering if it's just gonna be another flagpole situation. I don't know where the closest flagpole is off the top of my head, but there
I
are
don't
a lot of
think
flags.
Flagpole
Billy-
situation.
well, you know, Billy and I go way back, well before this party got together, and we like to party, and that's all I'm going to say about that. I sent Rez out to see if he can find them, so if anything's wrong, he'll let us know.
Make a perception check for Rez.
I can't wait for this roll.
All right.
I really hope it's very low. So
just red circling for hours.
I don't know where they went.
Ooh,
forever.
that's a hot 8.
I don't see shit.
Alina!
They said count to 10. I think it's been
Out in
10.
the dark, and you know they make their way over. Rez, as he's talking, is like, "All right, I'm flying over the city. It's pretty cloudy, and where are they gonna be?"
They didn't say. I was just hoping you could look around.
All right.
I realize now that I'm saying it.
No, it's a great idea, Alina, but maybe I'll come back.
Okay, hold on a second. Where might they have gone?
Okay, I'm trying.
Like, I don't think they're just getting a breath of fresh air.
I would assume they went drinking. What hobbies do they share?
They were drinking beer.
Alright, I have 2 theories. The first theory is that they went together drinking and that they could be itemizing. My second theory is that they went to the docks. Because...
Good theory.
Because Ori doesn't think that I can be very sneaky, which he's right about. I don't know why you all keep making me try to be sneaky.
All right, Rez.
And the docks.
Docks are? Sorry to cut you off.
And
I
the
mean,
dock.
yeah, it's probably the sticks by the water, right? Yeah.
Go check down there.
Okay.
Sorry, what were you saying?
Oh, and investigating the letter would probably take a more stealthful hand. So
Right? Which dock were they going to? quite a few over there, and they're pretty well guarded, if I remember correctly.
Hopefully they go to the docks where that ship in the letter is docked. So, I don't...
Did we know which dock that was?
I think it was in the letter. I don't
Minka, you
know.
realize that the only person with any real knowledge of this city is sitting in the same seat that you occupy.
Oh, maybe we should go find them.
Should or shouldn't?
Should.
Okay, give Raz a second to just check out the docks.
Yeah.
Also, we've been instructed
Alright,
to let you know that you look cute.
Oh, thank you.
Hold on, before we go.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Pure poison.
Hold on. Raz, anything weird?
Please, dear God, do it
Rez
yourself.
goes and he says, "No, I mean, there's a lot of guards around here, and I'm not used to that. But aside from that, I mean, I hate to say it, but Ori's pretty good at hiding. I don't know how
know.
to find him.
You don't see Billy anywhere?
No, I mean, there's a whole bunch of dudes down by the dock, and I don't see anything that looks like Billy. Billy's kind of distinct.
Okay, fine, let's go. But I'd like to state for the record that I would rather not fight a bunch of soldiers tonight.
We can only get so close before they get upset. So maybe you'll just go see if there's any obvious chaos.
Well, but we can have Rez just keep an eye out. I mean, the docks aren't far from here, right?
If we run into any guards, we can tell them the truth, that we came here with some friends and our friend. Now we're looking for our friends and are worried about them.
Oh, I don't know about that. If the guards know that our friends are around, then they'll go looking for our friends.
It's a good point.
Why don't we just... Okay, the docks aren't far, right? The docks are what, like... a little...
5-6 minutes
I guess
to
we-
Yeah.
get there. They took a longer route to not do the kind of direct
Okay.
route. One thing I will say, with that woe,
There's also a wheel that Gunnar gave us.
Yeah, we got the wheel.
Thanks, Gunnar.
And we told you that you looked cute. Come on.
Well, Emily.
who amongst you has the highest passive perception within the inn right now?
14.
Oh, let's see.
Probably Minka, right?
We're all out and about. That too.
Definitely make
Probably Cheshire.
19. Okay.
None of you are aware of a somewhat close call, but Ori, from where you are, you glance back and like your elf eyes just zoom in, and
What does
you know
your
what they
elfin
see?
eye see?
They see an individual with their eyes fully healed, in amber-sworn armor, walking directly past the Spitting Stone Inn. They're about to turn in, and then you see their head jerks up, they look at something, and they move off past that direction. But they almost walked in.
Oh, they continued
As
past.
a woe, they were about to walk in, and as a wheel, they decided to walk by.
Oh, okay. Cool. I'm not gonna. I
Perfectly
was like,
balanced.
oh, what are they? What
As all
drew their
things should
attention?
be.
I don't give a shit. Is that
Talon drew their attention. It's like,
Outside godlike force obsessed with balance drew their attention. So
Okay, I propose that we
Hilarious.
just let Rez be the eye in the sky. If there's any chaos, we can book it there as fast as we can. We might make things worse by heading over to the docks right now.
True. Well, why don't we, in the meantime,
Decide on a route to take?
yeah, let's make some decisions. That way, when things inevitably go wrong and we have to immediately start leaving the city before we meant to, we'll know where we're going.
The two of them said the caves. What do you two
I mean,
decide?
I could go either way. The caves is more direct, so that's nice. And also, it doesn't have a dragon. Also nice.
Alleged.
Allegedly. But unfortunately... but we also know that a lot of terrible things are coming from underneath. So there's a good chance that there's something terrible in the caverns now, too.
Did
that we
Hearsome
just-
say anything about the caverns when you asked him about... Oh wait, no, I didn't hear that part. Forget what I said.
So, I know there's usually giant spiders, and there was a rock, but we know what happened to the rock. I don't think it had a family, unless it did, and then even so, it's
Well-
immediately in the mountains. Oh no. Is that why the rock was in the mountains? Is because there are dragons in the mountains? Oh no.
In terms
Thought
of
that
the
might have been
route,
the case.
Billy picked the caves, and she would not go into the caves willingly unless she had a really good reason. So I'm following Billy.
In game, how many more days until the Battle of the Bards?
So I believe it's the 10th of High Sun, which means that you
It's like 8 days.
have 8 days.
I should write that down.
Like, really 7.
10th
Because
of...
we need the time for like
I
prep
guess.
and
Well,
So-
it
tune
also,
our instruments.
it also took you a while to get here, and Petrichor's not always accessible to
Yeah.
most people. And the one person who has a foolproof way of getting there is not your biggest fan at the moment. So, make it.
We stole the thing.
yeah, that time.
That
And
one
today's-
decision
Does Alina know whether if she knew the runes to a Petrichor teleportation circle, whether she could get the group there
Yeah, that would work.
via that spell?
That
Okay.
would work.
It depends on the weather.
Well, I guess that's my question: is does it depend on the weather? Would Alina
Whether
know
or not it is raining, you will be able to get there by teleportation circle.
that?
If you recall, I think the plan, best way, probably easiest way to get there is just teleport circle back to the Emerald Spire. Here's can teach you the
Study
runes
thing. And,
for
yeah,
Petrichor, and then we can
Yep.
rune over there
that's what I was thinking too.
if it works like that.
Two uses of my beautiful blessed chalk, but yeah, no, that'll work. Okay, well, caves it is then.
I guess. Oh, do we need to bring anything?
You
The
tell
caves,
us.
we
You're
have-
the cave mistress.
We have chalk.
We have magical chalk.
Ropes, we have magical. Oh, we
We are
don't.
not using my magical chalk to draw on the walls. We have perfectly good regular chalk.
We have regular chalk.
Rations, fresh water, climbing gear, in case there's a sudden pit, and well, the other thing I could think of would be like a lantern or something, just in case. But I think most of us are okay on that front, unless we need to see colors, which could be relevant.
Rope.
We-
Lots of rope.
We have a lot of rope. Well, maybe we can make a pit stop at that store that we were at before.
Yeah.
Anything that. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying I don't want the really expensive store. Probably isn't a good place for us to go, considering how our money got wiped out again.
Anything? Should we find your people? Anything they might want from town that we can bring them?
I mean, just general supplies. I mean, anything that's hard to get in the immediate area. I mean, the fabrics that Cheshire had would have been nice. But I mean, I don't know what the situation is there. So I mean, I guess any general supplies would be good if we can get some extras, just in case it is really chaotic.
So, store on the way out of town, a store,
Mhm.
and then caves.
Yeah.
It's a deal.
Okay.
Very nice. So all of you come to a decision. Zooming back over to
All
Lori.
6 of us.
We did it.
All right. So, can you do that to me?
No. It's called disguise self, not disguise others.
All right. Well, again, I don't do that. So, anyway, beside the point. All right. I need you to distract the guy up there. Go down there. Make a noise. I'm gonna sneak up. Run that way. See if I can get a better look over there.
Okay.
And I'll be right back.
Do you know what you're looking for?
Do you know what I'm looking for?
Yes.
The immediate silence.
Okay.
Oh, we forgot the most important part. A mission.
It's like the thing, right?
We're so fucking good at this game, guys.
That's what you want to look for, right?
Alright.
That's,
Yikes.
all right. Admittedly, a bit distracted on this one.
Yeah, you are. Okay. We need to
Multiple things we're
find.
looking for. Yes, you tell me what your. Yes. Okay. Okay.
The 8th pier.
Yes, the 8th pier.
We're looking for the Javon. Yes.
The ship.
Yes.
Right. The ship. Because the ship is going to heaven. Oh, yes. I'm going to walk.
Subtitle: No audible dialogue.
Ori's giving Billy the staff to hold on to.
Okay.
If I'm going to make a distraction, I'm going to be out in the middle as a drunk man.
Can't you disguise it? Wrap it up even more.
You take some time to wrap stuff up. You don't hear this individual come back for what it's worth.
Billy steps out of the alleyway, kind of sways a little bit, and like makes like a little pop noise as they're opening up her flask. Kind of like swaying around the edge of the building, walking away from Ori
Ori's
towards
getting
like
ready
the water line. Pretends to like take pulls and gulps, a couple of minor illusions of gulping noises every now and then, some belches. Just being a drunk man out in the middle of the dock area.
Start singing a shanty.
Yep.
You start singing a shanty?
Yep. And it's in a weird low voice. There's a rasp to it. Roll down the river.
So almost immediately you just hear, what the fuck? And
My boys
goes
roll
over.
down the river.
Make a stealth check. Make a performance check. And this is really to kind of sell this act as this drunk guy.
Does Rez notice this and or report it?
You still have Rez looking around?
Yeah, he's poised. He's the eye in the sky.
There's just some dudes down by the dock. But something weird's going on. Hang on. And he's kind of making his way in that direction because for sure this is strange.
Okay, cool.
13.
Oh my god, this is terrible. 11.
From the bar, if Rez said there's something weird going on, Alina is zooming into his eyes to see.
Okay. You go over, and through the sound, you hear the air going by, but you also can hear the sound of somebody who's almost certainly Billy, just based on the inflection and the kind of forced nature of this drunken speech. Although a little deeper in voice, you can kind of hear this shanty, and through Rez's eyes, you just see some guy. But there is a Billy-esque nature to their movements.
And
just,
I would
like,
know
clink
that she
every
can
now
cast
and then.
that spell,
And
right?
you definitely see Ori now as he and like kind of gets one leg stuck and has to like pull his, the cloth free from a nail, but making a pretty good amount of noise. And Rez goes, "Oh, I see him now."
Alina's gonna, to Rez, she's gonna be like, just try to keep eyes on both of them as best you can, but if you lose track of one of them, the one you want to follow is Ori. And then to Valis and Minka, Alina's gonna be like, I think we should just start wandering over that way.
Suspect spotted on 23rd and 1st.
Yeah. Like, I don't think we should necessarily enter the docks yet, but let's be on hand.
This person gets about halfway over to you, Billy, and then you clang, and you kind of get your leg stuck, and they stop and like half turn and go back, and then they stop and go back, and they see you for sure. You're like,
Oh no.
he is torn. He stops. Duck, you there! Stop! He turns, and there is a single minor illusion firework that up into the air, and suddenly 3 light spells go off in different parts of the dock.
And Alina is like, run.
We run.
Shit is happening.
Running for him?
I'm going down and running away and hiding.
Okay, so
Well, like, I duck down and I run.
Did he
Bonus action disengage.
Did he succeed on a roll?
Bonus action disengage.
you did not.
He did not. No, he did.
Oh.
He succeed on a roll?
He did not technically.
Okay.
His passive perception's higher than 11.
Dope.
But as this is all going on, Ori and Billy, could the two of you roll for initiative for this chase?
Now I roll well.
That's good.
Are all 3 of us running toward the docks now?
It's pretty good.
So
I mean, Alina certainly is.
if it gets to a point where they're not able to escape, everybody's going to be joining combat. But for right now, you don't need to worry because they're either going to escape or you're going to be meeting them in this.
What I mean is that if combat starts, we'll be at least almost there.
You will be. Well, that we'll see.
Well, right, we don't know.
Yeah,
We'll see
we'll
how
find
many
out.
But I'm running.
At the
Leah's
moment,
running.
if combat started right now, no, and you would be a little ways away from the port itself.
There's click-clopping of the hooves as
problem.
Alina runs.
You beat hooves towards the docks. Ori, what'd you roll?
15.
15. Billy, what'd you roll?
21.
21. Okay, let's keep things fair. What did I roll?
A 12.
A 12.
Who's behind the?
What is your dex for 15?
I said 21.
Oh, 21. 15?
15. My dex is 20.
All right. So the way that this works, it's going to be Billy, then Ori, and then all of the Ambersworn.
Every single one of them.
All, yeah, all 714 Ambersworn in the entirety of Everest are here.
Yes.
And they're going. It's this is
coming out from
late
the
game
clouds.
survive. Some guy takes 5
That's a
steps.
deep cut.
Another guy walks 15 feet. Somebody
Gandhi
else
himself
opens
shows
doors. One
No,
person
Gandhi,
pulls-
no!
Hands.
the person begins a short rest. Yeah, it's a lot of stuff going on here. but-
Clouds part.
No problem. So, Billy, in this moment, you can see he turns, looks at you, and says, "Stop!" And then turns, looks, and sees Ori. The firework goes up, and as this fire or this red work is going up into the air, what are you doing? You've just made a bird noise, and it was not very effective.
Hey, now he knows that there's danger. Billy kind of like just stands there and gives a little like drunk sway and says, "I'm just a little drunk, my lord." And with that, cast Charm Person.
Okay. Hey.
Barding around.
This is why I brought Billy.
17.
Try again. I mean, it's just such a shit dog.
You can see there's a brief moment of indecision, and then he goes, "I'll be right with you." And
Roll
he
again.
Runs. Roll again. Oh, you're having me
Silvery barbs.
10.
There you go. Now he's charmed.
And so he looks at you, and for a moment he kind of blinks and just isn't quite able to put into words what he's trying to say. As you charm him, what are you doing? There's a element that comes with charm person, I believe.
It fails the saving throw. It is charmed by you until the spell ends, or until you or your companions do anything harmful to it. The charmed creature regards you as a friendly acquaintance.
Alright. Charm, friendly acquaintance. He looks down and he goes, "Be careful by the water!" And he turns and just heads off towards Ori.
And like Billy kind of like saunters away from the water in like the drunken movement towards the darkness.
No problem. And you take your full movement, so it's like 30 feet of really fast drunken swagger.
There's like a little bit of like a Billy trips forward.
There's the one guard that's about to go over to you, and they're like, "Oh."
Knock into a bunch of crates.
Yeah, no problem.
Garbage cans over there.
But they head off in Ori's direction. That is your turn, Billy, and you feel like you are right on the cusp of escaping. You are just about to reach the staircase that leads you up to the main street. But Ori, you are still on the roof.
Cool.
This individual is about 25 feet away from you. They are currently turning in your direction. What are you doing?
How far down is it?
It's only about 11 feet down.
Cool. Can I drop down without getting... I guess it's at the cusp. I don't know the rules of fall damage, but... I'll drop down and then move my full movement.
11 feet
Well,
doesn't
you
kill a
use
human.
half of your distance to stand up.
No, but you might
Prone.
roll an ankle.
Oh, do I fall
kill
prone if I fall from 11?
Depends on what you roll.
I'll take the chance.
There you go. Go ahead and make a, we'll call it an acrobatics or athletics check, your choice.
All right, let me check which
Alright,
one.
Ori's got good decks.
Don't
Good
stop
dice.
it!
You've been cursed.
Oh, god
Go get
damn!
that
This is
proverbial
bestowed curse,
biscuit.
but as a counter.
Ah, is he within 10 feet of me?
No.
Sorry, Ori, I tried.
Are we in a wild place?
I was about to say, are we in a wild place and he's wearing my clothes? You stole my joke.
So, with a 21, Ori, you land just like a cat, always on your feet. And if you want, you can begin to just take off running down this alley.
Yes, I'm going to take off down the alley as my move action.
Okay.
Regular action dash, bonus action
Mario
hide.
Kart Double Dash.
Stealth check.
So I'm gonna go as far as I can, find a place to hide, and hide.
With that dash, you can make it up to the parallel staircase to the one that Billy is currently looking at. You're a little bit ahead of where Billy is in terms of the escape.
Do I see Billy?
You do not. There's a building between you.
Okay,
2 buildings between you.
cool. That's 26.
So you are rushing over, and in this moment, you can see there is a place that at some point is either a food stall or some other kind of place where people are selling things just from like a daily place. There's nothing actually kept here. And you can just duck under the counter where there would normally be like crates and things like that and just disappear. It doesn't smell great. It's kind of fishy, but you're safe. And you are out of initiative. We're going to go to the Amber Swarm now.
Just a drunk guy.
Is Rez on the initiative order? I should have asked that way before.
He's not, but he can be.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and roll initiative for us.
That's gonna be an 11.
Okay. With an 11, that's still going to put him last, so that works out great. And Rez is seeing more than most people. So from Rez's point of view, 4 different light spells come up along the docks, kind of dotting the different place, one on a ship, but the rest all along the direct area. And they begin to move and converge where Ori and Billy had both kind of been, around the smelt house. And the smelt house proper, almost immediately you can see that there is a slight red glow that is beginning to emanate from the walls, and it seems like perhaps there is some kind of a security input there. But that is all that Amber Sworn can do. The other ones are moving in. Rez, what is Rez doing?
Are there any lanterns around?
There's no lanterns, there is light spells being
right.
used here in the Magiocracy of the Rising Star.
Is there any fire anywhere?
Not that Rez can see directly, but would you like to make a perception check as an action?
Action. No. Okay. Are there any bells around?
Yes, there are bells.
Okay.
There's quite a few bells here.
He's gonna go find. He's gonna use his 40-foot move action to get as far like away from Ori and Billy as he can,
Okay.
and find the nearest bell to that point. And then he's gonna start ringing the bell.
So directly north of the Stillcat food supply, where Billy and Ori had kind of had initially made their very long-winded plans, you can see that there is a steeple and some kind of a religious structure, and there are 3 very small bells there that have some kind of a glyph on them. And if Rez wants, he can go and ring those.
Yeah, like really as hard as his little hands can.
No worries. Can you go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw?
Oh,
Rez swings it. As he does, he goes, Alina, these are fancy. Clang. And as they touch, the runes that are on this ignite, and these tiny bells make a lot of noise.
it's a 6.
It's a 6. So there is a gong, 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 and all of you hear this loudly. And suddenly, there is more than just 4 lights that are going on. But Rez is only taking 7 points of thunder damage.
He's okay.
And just like puts his little tiny hands up to his ears, and like if you are still looking through his eyes, just tears come into the eyes. They ring, and he is just yelling out, "Alina!" But just he is okay. Anything else?
there
Sorry,
now-
how many put 7 points of damage?
7 points. of
He's
thunder
okay.
damage.
He's doing
Did-
good.
Are you saying that there are now more Amber Sworn lights lighting up?
Oh yeah.
Well,
the
the
bell.
goal
But there are
was
other
to
windows and
like
things like that too.
draw their attention elsewhere.
That certainly seems like it's working.
Nice.
So anything else from Rez?
Raz is just gonna feel really good about himself.
Yeah. I don't know if they're ringing. I can't hear anything, Alina.
You did good.
But that's all that Rez can do. That brings us to the only person who is still in danger of being caught, to Billy. Billy, the stairs are in front of you, and suddenly there is a crash, and a magically amplified series of bells begin to slam together in a very discordant way, not in the way that they were intending to be. The individual you can hear kind of shouting behind you. There is a lot of noise now. What are you doing?
Billy maintains the drunken facade, gives a little bit of like a
I'm scared for Billy. Okay.
and continues forward. Can she get into like a shadowed place that's not visible, or do they have? Yeah, Billy's gonna continue at the slow pace. He's like, and once she is sure she's out of sight, she's gonna go a little bit further.
So you go into the staircase up to where that kind of has a shadowy space between the two buildings, and where the main street is, there is a slightly recessed walk where there are some lower entrances to some buildings that have an upper level, and you can kind of go into that slightly lower walkway, which is all shadows, and just wait if you want. You hear a tremendous amount of commotion, for what it's worth. And there are people that do, at various points, go directly by you. For the moment, you're out of initiative, but there is one more check. What's that?
An 8.
Ooh. And with an 11, you are all out of initiative.
Hey.
Oh, we did it.
Deception. Nothing. Absolutely
We fucked
nothing.
around and found out.
You like ruined an entire district's sleep. And you probably are going to cause some overtime in the morning, but that's, it is what it is.
Somebody somewhere is going to have to fill out a lot of forms.
Yeah.
All in a day's work.
I imagine they the three of us leave.
Yeah.
Start to hear the chaos. Alina starts booking it, and then I know Minga goes from normal walk to not quite jogging, run oh, and then the bells start going. She goes oh, actually.
As you run out of the bar and you make your way past the stone, you can see in the steps kind of coming up, staggering up. Alina, you see Billy. For the rest of you, it's just a drunken dude.
Hey.
Did I see Billy?
You glance down the street now at the top of the stairs, and you can see Billy and the rest of your party.
I'm gonna dismiss Raz and then resummon him so he's not near the bells anymore.
Elena, I can't hear!
Okay, but we can communicate telepathically. That shouldn't matter.
Oh, yeah.
Buddy, you did awesome.
Thanks.
You saved Ori and Billy.
Yeah, those bells are stupid, though.
Yeah. Billy,
Oh,
that's Billy.
you're
Looking
in your
over like nothing has
distraction
happened.
outfit.
No, not.
That's
Who are you?
Hello. Come on. Where's Ori?
Oh, hey, what's going on, everyone? Did you come out to get some fresh air, too?
Yep, we came out to get some fresh air.
Oh, good. Well, we were actually
How was
heading
yours?
right back about... Oh, I feel much more refreshed now. Thank
For
you.
what it's worth, there's a few other bar patrons that are out here now, too. Everybody's holding their steins and stuff, but people are looking around. This is a pretty big commotion.
Yeah.
There is still the clang and echoes of these bells in the distance. You can hear Embersworn shouting, and now, as you have a group of other bar patrons around you, one comes down, you can see a gnome wearing full Embersworn armor, but only about 2 feet tall. They're huffing and puffing, but just making their way through, and then just run right by you.
Can I catch up with him and be like, hey, what's happening?
I can't talk right now! And he just kind of books it.
So, we were actually just heading right back. Billy had a bit more to drink, and...
Why don't we go
Is
back
she fine
inside?
now? Like, are you
She's dropped disguise self. She's fine again.
Ori?
Why don't we go back inside? Because it looks like there's a lot happening.
Yeah,
and
well,
let's
something
leave this to
happened.
the professionals.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll go back inside and
That
get out of the
sounds like-
way.
Yeah.
Let's go back
yeah.
and have a drink at
Drinks.
the pub.
It's
Yeah.
late. Yeah.
That was-
Ori had to go talk to his aunt.
What? Oh, yeah.
Did Ori's aunt have anything interesting to tell him?
Not
Any
especially, no.
cool
Let's go
information?
back to the
No,
pub, have
Ori's
a
aunt
pub.
fucked it up, and now
Let's
we're just
go-
have to go back to the
Let's
bar.
go
That's not
inside.
how it works, but I see
Let's
what
go
you're saying.
inside. It's gonna try to herd everyone.
So the group mom, that is
Right.
Mika, just kind of moves you all back in that vague direction. And with the promise of alcohol, it's probably pretty easy to corral people. But you find yourself with only 1 or 2 people, and slowly people will join you again. And you hear from the various tables, I bet it was the rock that's going around up to north. And you can hear all these other conspiracy theories start. And there's somebody who's going, oh, it's giblets. But yeah, you've definitely caused a commotion, and you imagine, for what it's worth, if you do hear about some wild event in Darkbriar over the next couple weeks, no matter what you hear, it is likely this evening.
Nice.
When
Okay,
they
well,
give it
now
to
that you're done with your constitutional, Just so you know, we made a plan for tomorrow. Yeah, we're gonna take the caves, but before we leave, we're gonna stop by a store to get some spelunking equipment and maybe pick up a few other things in case Minka's people need anything. And so make sure you're here in this room at dawn.
Wonderful. We'll see what a little bit of fresh air and a walk can do for everyone.
Did you accomplish what you were trying to accomplish?
In some fashion, I've cleared my head and am feeling a bit more refreshed and ready to take on the spiders.
Now, what does Valis think means?
What is what?
I said, now what does Valis think that means?
Or is just smiling and sipping his drink.
Alina's gonna be like, well, it's late.
Ori.
I'm sleepy, and she's just gonna abandon this conversation and go up to her room and go to bed.
No problem. Reaction.
Alright,
Reaction abandoned.
see you in the morning.
Alina's just gonna like fart in Ori's direction.
Nice.
Minka's gonna take a good look at both Ori and Billy to see if they have any signs of damage.
Make an insight check.
Emotional damage.
Yeah, we're all stealing each other's jokes now. That's really your joke I was going to steal.
16.
You stole it back. You reclaimed it.
You would imagine that there probably should be some emotional damage, but Ori seems oddly pleased considering that nothing really worked out.
Well, they don't know nothing worked out. They don't know shit.
That's fair. I would say, no, they seem pretty okay.
I mean, Rez saw everything.
Well,
so.
We don't know that.
Yeah. Saw everything, yeah.
Well, I'm gonna go to sleep. And please, let's have this not get too chaotic before we leave.
Oh, just a couple more before bed, right?
I'll stay for another.
Wonderful. We'll see you in the morning. Get some rest.
I hate this. Okay.
Minka just goes upstairs.
This is a very unpleasant side of Ori. It makes
Ori.
me really uncomfortable.
On that note, I'm also going to.
Alina gives Rez some chocolate.
We'll talk
to
in the
make it-
morning.
Make it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, no problem. Very happy as well. So,
Ori.
oh, sorry.
Oh. So I'm still here with Ori, and I just want to say to Ori, I feel like, knowing you would be concerned about what was causing the commotion, but you aren't. So that tells me you caused the commotion. So I'm just curious.
Tower of insight.
Did you accomplish what you were trying to do?
Well, first of all, Valis, I must commend you for your astute observation.
Valis, even for you? That's sarcastic. No insight check needed.
Oh. Damn it, I believed him.
Valis is like, yeah!
Natural failure.
I choose to believe
There you
Joe.
The blind leading the blind.
There's a lesson in there somewhere. But, no problem. You make that choice, and we'll deal with the consequences when they come.
Please trust that, despite the success of my endeavors, nothing was accomplished, but as far as I am concerned and aware, nothing was terribly tarnished. I was not caught doing the things that I was doing. And we can leave it at that.
The music was so pretty. And as
Don't
this,
worry, I wasn't worried that you get caught. I was just curious. Sorry to hear that it didn't go as planned.
Well, if we're being perfectly honest, I did not expect much, but there are some things that you don't have an unlimited number of opportunities, and there are certain things that I must accomplish, which, if we are leaving here soon, will become very slim. to accomplish afterward. So I took as good an opportunity as I could and did not succeed, and am now going to drink until the morning.
Very reasonable. I'm just saddened that you didn't trust me enough to ask for help. That is all. Cheers.
Oh, I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
Speaking of disappointment, Billy knocks on Alina's door. At least what she thinks is Alina's door, because Billy doesn't actually confirm her eyes.
Across the hall, the door opens and it's
What do you want?
Billy?
Over here. Cute.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm sorry, I tried really hard to stay put and be good.
It's okay. I'm glad that you were with Ori and he wasn't on his own.
Yeah, that was Ori's fault. 100%, and I did not go along with it.
Rez saw everything.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
That was your best drunk guy distraction yet. Yeah, really some of your best work.
Actually seeing a sailor really helped sell
Yeah.
it, you know? You don't see one, and then you try to be one, and people don't believe you. You think they all wear striped shirts and fish. Anyway,
Yeah.
thank you. So I thought Ori just needed fresh air because he looked kind of drunk, but he wanted to go to the docks.
He tricked you?
No. Yes.
Go on.
I also wasn't paying attention. The dog was back.
Oh.
This time it talked.
The dog talked?
Like, yeah.
What did it say?
Fine. Do it on your own.
What does that mean? Like the dog was gonna help you?
I don't know.
That dog is spooky as shit.
It wanted me to follow it. Probably. I don't know if to, like, maybe to kill me, maybe to make me do a thing, maybe I'm doing a thing already, but now I'm confused and I don't like it. I thought you should know that I wasn't going to follow it, but I think I did anyway.
Oh, okay.
There were other dogs at the dock. There were a lot of dogs. There are a lot of dogs in this city.
It's a big city, yeah. It's okay, Billy.
Anything
If the
for
dog
you,
is
Gunner.
benevolent, it'll come back.
Oh, it's definitely not benevolent.
Well, maybe it'll leave you alone now. It said it. Whatever it is, we'll deal with it, right?
Yeah, no, yeah.
Thanks for telling me.
Trying this whole talking thing.
You're doing a really good job.
Thank you, it sucks.
I know.
I'm gonna go to bed now. I think maybe bed would be good.
Okay. Sleep tight.
You do.
Don't follow any dogs tonight, okay?
Yeah, no. No.
Okay. But if you ever do need to follow a dog, I'll go with you.
Maybe it'll go through a portal. Alright. I'm gonna go to bed.
You make your way to bed. Is there anything else anybody wants to do before we mark off long rest for the evening? Or at least attempt to?
Or he's gonna sit alone at the bar for a little, just thinking.
He's gonna try. As Valis sits next to him.
Or he's gonna sit there for a bit, just kind of stare at his drink after what Valis said and be like, you know what, I think I'm gonna head upstairs. I'll see you in the morning.
See you in the morning.
Disappointment.
When I finish drinking, cure poison, go to bed.
Damn.
Dallas, how does it feel?
How does it feel?
How much have you been drinking?
I'm guessing I've done this to myself before.
I'm sure that you have.
Presumably.
Yeah, on like had a vendor before a work day and
You're just burning money.
And yeah, I mean,
No
you know,
hangover.
Burning money in spell slots.
There are pros and cons.
yes,
but
hangover just sooner.
It's very much like you are. You know, if you've ever almost passed out, you get really dizzy, and it's like the world spins. It's the opposite of that. It's all of a sudden you almost fall because you are walking straight now. And it's like jarring, and you go to steady yourself, and you just like touch the wall like you're supposed to, and that's weird. And like, it's a moment where the world seems like it's moving just a little too slow, but things catch up, and it's not as bad because you know it's coming.
ugh. Okay, I can kind of see how that could be jarring for someone with their first time.
Well, for Ori, it'd be like his third or fourth time. But you make your way to trance.
He was so fucking drunk.
Did you brace yourself for it?
Do our doors have locks on them? I lock my door.
By the way, it's like 2 rooms, right?
I think
We each have our own room, they said. 3 on each floor.
Yeah, you have 3 on each floor, I believe.
Yeah, they're
Yes.
just not next to each other.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought we got one, like a group room, not separate rooms.
No,
each
at
are.
first
I
they
got
were kind of
confused.
like, "What's your guys' deal?"
Yeah,
But then,
they wanted to know if we were a polycule. We said no, so they gave us 6
So are
rooms.
you guys
One Big
just
Bed
here to
is a
bang for
different
night,
D&D
or-
podcast.
but you can all mark off a long rest without
Thank
issue.
God.
I actually
And
don't gain anything.
the
Fuck
dawn
you.
rises on the 3rd of Hyason. It is Thursday. It is about 61 degrees as the morning comes, and all of you wake up without issue.
We're all sober.
You are, yeah, that's true.
Rez, how are your ears?
They're okay. I mean, that sucked though.
I know.
Why wouldn't they just make normal bells?
I genuinely have no idea. Is it like a weird Ambersworn thing?
I don't know. It's probably because they just do magic stuff for no reason here. I kind of get why Ori's the way he is.
Is it possible? For me,
Huh?
is it possible for me to wake up a little bit earlier because I want to try to use?
You
Legend
only
Lore?
sleep for 4 hours.
We don't even sleep,
Hell
bro.
yeah!
Certainly can.
All right.
As you want.
I would like to do something as soon as I trance is complete,
Sure.
and I want to use Legend Lore. And I want to ask Javaris about the. I wrote this down on a piece of paper somewhere. Valis knows the temple of the Dreadlord Shoshvavir or something.
Josh Vizier.
Josh Vizier.
Josh,
Josh.
Josh Vizier.
Josh Vizier.
you've
So-
got all of the gummy bears in your mouth, and you are Sean Connery.
Oh, there it is.
There's a rock, dragon, and
The
temple
ruins.
of the frozen-throated dreadlord Josh Vizier.
So
I'm
within the
gonna go
Underdark,
get some more drinks.
the ruins of the temple of the frozen-throated Dreadlord, Josh Vizier.
That guy.
No,
and
so like there are certain things that like are really helpful to be able to search for. Frozen throated is not something that's come up in this like before.
What?
So
yeah, only gold-throated.
No,
the Temple of the Frozen Throated Dreadlord, Zosh Vizier.
And I want, if possible, to focus the Legend Lore, like how to find it, or yeah.
It's not you can't focus it quite in that way, but make your persuasion check to Javaris as he says, the Dreadlord Zosh Vizier.
I love talking to Javaris, but unfortunately,
Oh no.
this is gonna be a short conversation. 26.
Hey.
Before I ask him, though, I'll ask him how he's doing.
I'm still trapped
I don't give a
within
shit.
these
Tell me
pyramids,
Oh,
as I have been for quite some time.
do you want to be freed?
It's a complicated question, Valis. One at a time. You're interested in the Dreadlord, Zosh Vizier. He of frozen throats. To your question, he is an individual who created powerful magical rituals that could do things that the regular weave cannot. He recorded these in tomes that have been scattered throughout Elberon, and organizations have risen to keep these safe and away from the public. But what do you want to know about them?
I want to know about the place itself, the temple of the frozen Rhoda Lord.
It wasn't always a sunken temple beneath the ground. It was part of the larger Underdark community. There was life there, and they were not always such a dreadful person. But all of this starts a long time ago. Valis. And because it is 8:30, for a quick break, and we'll get back with a story about
Damn.
Zosh Vizier. We'll be back in just a little bit. You'll see a countdown on your screen. We'll see you then. to Courts of Everest, our original D&D campaign. Thank you for sticking with us through the break if you did. If not, welcome. We're playing D&D. So, Valis.
We're doing our best.
All right, I asked the question.
Story time.
Valis.
I will keep it brief. 3 hours.
We're all like sitting down just
And that is the preamble.
And I wasn't sure if it was clear, Joe, but I didn't ask about the person, but the place.
Okay.
Okay.
So, with the place. Fair enough.
Go find some different notes.
Javar, well, not really. Javar would say, unfortunately, it's not a place that I've been. And it's not a place that many people within our order have taken steps either. Once you joined this Dreadlord, there wasn't really an option to leave, you see. What do you know of warlocks?
What do I know of warlocks, Joe?
Well, you know 2 of them.
Hi.
And that's it.
Oh,
We're
I
culty.
I know some people who are warlocks, but I don't really know much. I haven't really asked them before about how they get their powers.
You should have listened to my spiel about Cernunos.
You should be very cautious around such people, Valis.
Oh.
If for a warlock to obtain power, they must deal with a powerful entity, and the Dreadlord was one such. They could bestow powers to their followers to do all manner of things relating to the undead and the negative energy of this world. The place itself is a place where no living thing is said to be able to tread. There are creatures that have died on their grounds and risen again as guardians of all manner, and in the Underdark there are all sorts of things that might wander upon that place, Valis. Have you heard of Formians? Terrible creatures, towering, related to giants, though quite beastly and different in many ways. For instance, well, I'm getting away from the main point. What further did you want to know about this place? There's only so much I could tell you.
You said that it used to be part of the Underdark community. Was it in a city, or where? Yeah. Was it? Did it? What do you mean by that? Did it used to be in a city or something, or?
It's a fortress, Valis. It is similar to what on the surface might be considered a castle, but more in the style of the dwarves, truthfully, built into the stone itself. In such ways, they could make use of natural magics and ley lines to achieve different ends. I believe, Valis, there is an element of the elemental deluge that is somewhere beneath the ground here, and perhaps that is what they were harvesting their power from. But
Ooh.
that is just a theory.
What is the elemental deluge?
Oh boy.
To begin that, we must begin at the beginning of the Second
boy.
Age.
Into the encyclopedia.
Here we go.
The elemental deluge. We'll go in.
We gotta get out the paperback books.
So this is the very first document that was ever written for this world,
Yeah.
and it is the creation of Alberon.
Oh boy.
Give me 1 second here.
Oh boy.
We're doing deep dive.
After Mistra opened a way into the plane of ice, well, there was many other places to go, but that created a ripple across. This is how Alberon joined the greater planar neighborhood. I'm sure that you've heard of the elemental planes, but there are many besides. There are a few places that are commonly known to be like this. Near the dwarvish citadel of Koltarom, there is one, known as the Great Drain. There's another that I'm aware of called the Crushing Caves, north of us in Gath. I believe that there is a little-known place beneath there that opens to the plane of fire.
What plane does the deluge near here open to?
The Crushing Caves in Gath open to the plane of earth.
Wait, is that the one near here where we are? Because we're not in Gath.
Near is a relative term. A straight line is not the shortest distance between places, Valis. We need to go even further back for this.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
How much further back can you go?
At least to the first stage.
Into a vast expanse of nothing. Suddenly 3 awoke. And you've heard the beginnings of the creation myth of Alberon before, and he launches into that, talking about how there was only 3 primary gods, Aurelian, Alchrono, and
Alright.
You just went to the main
Valis,
menu
listen
and went,
again,
Watch intro scene.
just so that he can understand it better, but he does listen again.
Sure, no problem. And ultimately, there were 3 gods that were created, one responsible for time, one responsible for matter, and one responsible for this idea that eventually became life. And that was Aurelian, the prime god of this universe, and they summoned others. And from there were 3 primary gods that came from the greater planar universe. These were Cord, Mistra, and Melora. And then from there is like further, and it gets, that's still early first stage. Technically, that's prior to written time.
Okay. So, as a Oath of the Ancients paladin, does any of what he talks about with those primordial gods evoke what could be the Ancients in the Oath of the Ancients?
I would say probably not. This is so. And he would say at
More
some
ancient
point,
than
and
ancient.
Valis, as a reminder, this is several hundreds of thousands of years prior to elves arriving on Alberon. And that was toward the end of the Second Age. The idea of ancient didn't even exist. The idea of time, quite frankly, didn't exist. So no. But you have this long-winded story, and you do learn a little bit about the fortress, but a lot more about the creation of Alberon, as Travaris believes it.
Anything to help me find a deluge? Elemental deluge?
Absolutely
No.
Okay.
The elemental deluge takes place roughly 120,000 years after what he's now talking about. So even trancing for 4 hours, it's going to be a couple weeks until you get to that. Probably months, really.
That's like
Thank you, Travaris.
episode 1000.
Oh gosh.
Make sure to tune into next week's episode of Javaris Talks. So, you have cast Legend Lore. You wake up a little early to do that. As you all come to wake one by one, you like go past Valis's open door, and he's just like staring at the prayer
Oh, there he
yeah,
goes
doing
again.
a thinking pose.
I wake up and I'm like, we trancing.
Do you think he's like farther than the creation of like all life, or is he still like right before that?
It's hard to tell how long he's been there. Maybe he made it toward the, I don't know, like creation of weather.
I mean, that's still far.
I wonder if he gets hungry.
He's gotta. Valis just comes out and we're all like around him.
Oh,
Hey,
hello.
morning.
Oh, good morning.
Were you listening? It looked like you were listening.
I don't think I can hear them when I'm when I'm Javarising, right?
When you're Javarising, no, you're like fully engaged in Legend
Oh, I was
Lore.
listening. Yeah, Javaris had a lot to say.
Anything good?
I tried to find out more about the Temple of the Frozen Throated Dreadlord. It was more of a history lesson than a more helpful to us now lesson.
That's
But-
where the sword is, right?
Yeah. I think he did mention that it needs to be part of the Underdark community. It's a fortress built into the stone, and he suspects that it might have been built there due to it being close to some element or arcane kind of like ley line or site of power called a
Did go all
deluge.
the way back. You went all the way back to the deluge, huh?
Do you know about the deluge?
I mean, I assume, like, it's part of the creation myth,
I
right?
feel like that's
Thornholm
like
has a very
first
different
grade.
name.
Maybe I misunderstood.
I feel like that's
yeah.
like first
Because-
grade. First grade.
Oh, but I was homeschooled.
Yes.
Yeah,
and,
okay.
and the world that matters was created by Sir Nunos. So,
Yeah, so
Like,
he went back to
for
the
Ori,
creation
that's like
of
first
Cernunos.
grade, right?
Yeah.
huh?
What
That's
time
like
is
first
it?
grade for Ori, right?
What time is it?
It's like
What
2
year is it?
p.m. It's, yeah, we've had breakfast.
No,
we
it's
went shopping.
Can't eat. Oh, that's why I'm so hungry.
Come on, let's
Chicken's
go.
hungry.
Let's go have something to eat and then
When
hit the
you-
road.
when you
Go to the
do
store.
that, like use the restroom while you...
Oh, it's probably a good idea to use the restroom before, I've learned.
Or you can't just ask someone
Well,
if they
how else
use
would-
the restroom.
This isn't confidence, it's just...
Or is out here asking the important questions, but no one's commenting on the I've learned.
Anyways,
Are you guys hungry? Shit!
You take a
platter.
tray
Oh.
and you have a fine breakfast.
Yes.
who's making a breakfast today?
Alina's gonna pass it to Val because we all just made fun of him a little bit. It only seems fair.
Alright, he'll use the platter.
Okay.
It'll be a lot of fresh baked bread, cheeses, fruits, and he'll add in some cured meats
Okay.
and a bowl of turtle egg soup.
Okay. Really calling back to the shores of Lake
And
Tarracana.
passes that one to Billy.
It's sort of unusual for breakfast fare, but you know what? It's eggs and eggs are breakfast. So
I thought you were gonna stop at turtle eggs,
yeah, me too.
but no, you went all the way to soup.
Yeah.
I think Billy said turtle egg soup, right? At some point?
Just like you just pick them up and you kind of go. Never had the soup. Looking forward to that.
Yeah, it's a thick soup, but yeah. All of you have a breakfast like, heavy into the bread. All kinds of bread, different.
I'm gonna lean on the bread and cheese.
Okay.
This isn't
Me
for
I'll stick to
you.
the... Yeah.
This is
I'll
for
go with
me.
the charcuterie plate that we got.
No problem.
Not a, soup's tough in the morning.
I personally, I'm not a soup person. The idea of eating soup in the morning is wild.
Starting your day with a bowl of miso soup is good.
I was gonna say, isn't that a thing? And
I also, my breakfast and lunch is coffee.
Well, I mean, what about like, cereal is basically like rice soup.
Oh, we're not going down
no,
this
no,
road.
we're not doing this.
Too controversial.
When we're done eating, I put the thing back in the
Okay.
Chat.
As soon as Valis says, well, cereal is a soup. No, you don't get this anymore. And you put it back in your bag and you have a sad breakfast.
No, I'm just making it
I know,
known that Valis doesn't get to keep the tray.
No, I think
It goes back in the communal bag of holding where it belongs.
And Ori makes a mental note to prepare himself with more food the days before Valis makes breakfast.
So you all have an educational breakfast, and after that, if you want, in order to facilitate a trip out of Darkbar, if there's places that you really want to go and shop and interact with people, totally cool. But if you want, we can expedite the shopping experience a little bit.
Yeah. So I think we had 2 picks. We don't have climbing gear, any climbing gear. I don't think. So I think I'd like to pick up at least 1 climbing gear set, if that's available.
I would, yes, I would like to have a climbing gear set also because Alina's salty about not having climb speed.
I'm pretty sure I bought one from
Yes, from
Stabby
Stabby
Stew.
From
Yeah.
But
Stabby Stew.
only they're like it's like 1 per person, right?
That would be ideal. Yeah.
We could split it.
I'm gonna see if there are any
Everybody
more.
hold the rope. Now jump.
I guess that
It's
More
my turn with the
available.
pythons.
So it might be good to see try to get 1 per person.
And Darkbar is a pretty good place to do that. Minka, as you are the person who is kind of familiar with this place, make a persuasion check and make it at advantage. And this is going to sort of set the tone for this shopping trip.
Persuasion.
Is anybody doing anything to help?
I would like to help.
Can I?
I'm smiling warmly as I stand next to
Can I-
Minka, and anytime she starts to go astray, I gently cut in to bring her back on track.
And if Billy sees anyone who's trying to like take advantage of the warmth and light, glowers.
Okay, so you have an angel and a devil on
Yeah,
your
yeah.
shoulders.
I'm gonna try to gauge the level of markship of the vendor
Oh, so we're role playing now. Okay.
and see.
And Billy's gonna just like put a hand on it and it's like, just remember, stand your ground if it's a little too expensive, and bardic inspiration.
Okay.
But we're not role playing this.
We're not
just,
role-playing.
We're just speed
Yeah,
running
no,
it.
I'm just
We're just speed running with 30
scoping out
options.
the area.
What shape is Bardic?
So,
I'm getting a bar. There you go.
Oh, a
yay.
special bar.
There's a special bar.
Okay.
See if
D8s
there
now.
you can
is
roll at advantage
Where I
with
can
your angel
thieves'
and devil
cant.
on your shoulders. Go ahead and make a perception check.
I'm gonna roll advantage.
Or insight check.
I'm also gonna roll guidance on myself. Oh,
Okay.
thank God.
And inspiration.
And inspiration.
27.
Yeah, we're gonna put this all
Might
in
as well,
now.
yeah.
Okay. It was a 5 and a 19, so thank God for advantage because that was almost bad. So I don't think I have anything for persuasion. Yeah, it's a +0. So a 25.
Okay, so you're back at the general store. You're there, and as you walk in, the shopkeeper who you've already met like perks up. They go over to greet you, and you start talking about climbing kits. And they're like, "Oh yeah, no, of course, we can get them for 25 gold each." And then Billy just goes, "She's from here," and he goes, "Oh yeah, 15 gold each." And you know, this is a miner's town. These are typically 25 gold each, but this is a place where these are easy to come by. And so for 15 gold apiece, you can absolutely grab a climber's kit.
Okay, so at that point, Mingo's gonna go, one platinum. That's all I have.
Oh, right, we have platinum. Okay,
So
I
much
have a
of stuff
I have a
after
platinum.
last night.
What else do we need before we?
So instead of her, I want to ask Minka some questions about her town
Okay.
in terms of just like,
Well, we have to pay first. Let's pay first.
yeah.
Can we shop first and then, or is it?
Well,
Or
it's
should
part of the
be 30
shopping,
for Cheshire and
It can be after
one
the climbing
for,
kits.
Himself, unless the 27 gets me a discount for Thieves' Canty.
So a 27 is you trying to determine the mark nature of this individual.
If anyone that we're conversing with is proficient in Thieves' Cant.
Okay. The guy that you were not talking to at the general store who had to like stop
Yeah,
and go back
no,
downstairs and relock up the store because he forgot, probably not. And that's the only person that you've talked to so far. But if we catch up with anybody else, we will check back in. Meanwhile, how are you paying for this?
Yes, that's the question. So,
Well, I think that's why
How
I
many-
think we should talk about what we need and then decide how to spend our money.
yeah. So Minka's thought process is at least one more climbing kit. More the merrier, ideally. Rations and like fresh water because we're gonna go underground for at least 2 days. So we don't know what the status of stuff like that's gonna be. And then like any like
Oh,
Those
if
life-
we need food and water, I have a spell that could help.
And we have a plate.
And we have a platter.
right,
And you have Goodberry.
I do. So
Might be good just to have some, just in case
yeah, as far
we
as like
stumble on an anti-magic field or
Don't
something.
we also have a jug that makes? Oh no, Cheshire has it.
yeah, so like the
She'll
thought
catch up
process of
eventually.
Minka was climbing
She's done
kits,
somewhat.
food, water, because that's like what you need to travel anywhere. Those are the things you should have. Because
Mhm.
we already have chalk and we have 2 picks, and
Alright.
so if we each get a climb, we save 1 climbing kit. I don't have, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 climbing kits. Would be 1 for everyone, which is probably more money than we have because it's 15
75
each.
gold.
Yeah,
I can fly, so I don't need one.
I also can levitate.
Yeah, and
so-
Cheshire can as well.
Yeah,
So maybe having a total of 3 climbing kits will be
so we
sufficient.
can try to buy 2, so it's 30 gold.
Mhm.
All right, so I can contribute 10 gold because 1 platinum is 10 gold,
I've
right?
got this one. I've got this one. This one.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
30 gold.
Okay.
awesome.
Get 2 climbers kits. Branded the Darkbriar General Goods.
I like
Who holds
to
onto these.
talk. Is this the general good where we, like the person we spoke to before?
Yeah.
I like to ask him some questions.
We don't know
When
who's
we're done with
pocketed it.
Sure.
Just put them.
The box.
Your chalk.
Well, the chalk came in a bag. She has the bag.
Mm-hmm.
The coins came in a box.
And Ori pocketed it, and we don't know how much it's worth because he didn't tell us. Sorry, who's taking the climbing kits?
I'm getting
I already
this
have
at a
one.
higher price.
So Ori gets one and Billy gets one, let's
Yeah.
say.
Yeah.
Okay. Congratulations, you have a climbing kit.
Okay.
I'd like to consider making mine useful. I'm gonna get extra rope so I can make shootable grapples.
How much more rope are you getting?
How much rope can we fit in that bag of holding?
Probably
Bag of
a
rope.
lot.
No.
I mean, I already
would
have
say,
my
like-
60 feet of rope here, which I
10
have-
lengths of 50
Minka has
feet,
50 feet.
maybe.
yeah.
So 500.
There
feet
was
of
a
rope?
time during
500
this
feet of
adventure, I don't
rope?
remember if it was
What
before
would the
your time,
price
but
be
there was a
for
time
that,
when
I
we kept
guess?
like using and then
So-
tying back together rope and it became a...
1 gold piece is 50 feet of rope. If you're gonna buy 500 feet of rope, they'll probably give you a slight discount. So like 7 gold.
That's that MOQ.
7 gold for 10 of these seems like a good amount. Yeah, I will do that.
Okay, no problem.
And start making the process.
And this is pretty fine rope. This is not
Perfect.
rough rope. This is pretty good quality.
Cool. Stuff that I can attach to bolts in a
Certainly.
way mechanically. Okay, cool.
How
so-
much would it be for like how many days worth of rations and water do we think?
Yeah, so like let's say
Like this is just the
it's-
emergency
yeah,
stockpile.
so it's 2 days of traveling for sure. So probably we'd probably want 3 days, assuming we don't fall down to nothingness and die.
We do also
that
have a lot
way-
of potatoes.
That's not
still.
part of the plan.
No,
Like a
but
lot of potatoes.
yeah, but it just Nigga's thoughts also like if we bring extra rations, if we get there and it's like a complete disaster, at least we'll have extra food and water we can share more easily. Because I don't
That's
know
an
how
excellent point.
we can magic stuff, but I don't know like the long term limitations of like.
We give them the potatoes and they grow more potatoes.
So
Probably
we'll
some of them are
say
probably
Get
plantable
a half
at
of
this
each
point.
potato.
3 days of
Yeah.
rations
Yeah.
then,
3 days of rations.
Okay.
including water
What was the shopkeeper's name again?
Second. But for 3 days of rations for 6 people
and water.
and water, yeah, rations. I'm kind of counting it as like what you need to.
Just making
exist.
sure so
I
that we don't
appreciate
get
that, I appreciate
fucked.
Gosh, math.
Math cam! Put math cam on yourself!
Math cam yourself.
Oh,
Physician math cam thyself.
Not math cam!
I just have a folder that says math, and if I tap it, there's just one unmarked button in it. 'Cause I set it up for Starfighter. I forgot to finish it for D&D.
Drasty or Leif?
Huh?
Drasty or Leif?
Give me one.
Dracy or Leif?
That sounds approximately correct.
The perfect kind of correct.
I mean,
Drasier?
I don't know, it kind of depends. Drosselair Leaf.
Drasty or Leif?
Yes.
Drasty or Leif?
Yeah.
Are you familiar with the people from the Lost Enclave? Do they shop here?
I think you're talking about the hill people.
I think that's an offensive term for them, but they are referred to as such by some people.
I kind of like I said before, they don't really see fit to frequent my establishment, so
I think I'm a little bit confused. Where, and I'm at the general store talking to Dressy at Leif. Oh,
Sure.
where do they usually shop?
they're usually just around the docks. So probably merchants there. Honestly, it's probably the people coming in from Derby, because they have stuff that it's exotic and it's wood is wood, right?
Ah,
I've heard that about wood.
Right. So I don't know why I'd go and pay a whole bunch because it's from a special forest called the King Forest.
okay.
That seems silly to me.
Ooh, that rings a bell in Alina's mind about the funky arrows.
Sure.
Okay. All right. If I wanted to talk to some of those merchants who sells those special woods, you know how I can easily find them at the docks.
Make a persuasion check.
That's gonna be a 16. 16.
I know a little bit about a few of them, but you don't want to get caught up with them. It's all people who are kind of trying to get around the Emblem Guild, and that really only invites trouble. I wouldn't do it if I was you.
Okay.
Alina's just gonna pull out one of those arrows. Just be like, this kind of funky wood.
Maybe.
Kind of what is that?
Okay, thanks.
I
It's
haven't met
the
these people before, so it's hard for me to
oh,
tell
okay.
you.
It's the Haragon shot those funky
Oh,
arrows
okay,
at
yeah.
us. I
remember.
still have 3 of them. Okay.
But that is kind of cool looking, though.
Yeah.
Does King Force mean anything to me?
Make a history check at disadvantage.
Does it?
Make a history check at disadvantage.
Ooh, that's gonna be. Why? I have plus awesome. A 5.
Do have plus
Also,
awesome.
oh wait,
You just heard about a king,
Mm-hmm.
and that occupies your mind. Something in Darkbriar. They keep talking about kings.
Yeah.
Something's going on here.
a 6.
Does Minka have an uncle that's a king? It's neither of you
Disadvantage.
have heard very much about this, but what I will say is he had mentioned that this was coming from Darby, and Darby is a continent across the ocean to the west, and so it's from far away, the land of far away.
Ah, yes.
Any other questions?
Give you a gold piece if you can tell me where to find those merchants.
Maybe 2 gold pieces.
Hey.
The negotiator. Very well.
Is he trying to grift?
I mean, you don't need to make a check. Valis offered him money, and he said, "No, I want more," and Valis paid it. So, I mean, not grift. There's not a going rate for where pay the amount that you pay to get information from the
What's
general
the
store guy.
market value rate for information of this quality?
But for what it's worth, you do see Valis hand him 2 gold pieces and then obtain this information, and so probably worth about 2 gold pieces. But he tells you, "All right, look." They say that they're just merchants, and to some degree I'm sure that's true, but the Lunarished, these people, you'll be able to tell who they are because outside of the building, they have this big fancy mission statement that just reads, you read Celestial, right?
No.
Really? Well, what's with the robes then?
Am I wearing robes?
I mean, I assume that you're at least.
I
you're
got
at least
my
doing the
full.
tabard. Oh, never mind.
I got my full armor, and I got. I mean, the tabard going down and a cloak. But
Is it still the Awesome Lock tabard?
I don't think I ever had an awesome lock tabard
never
because
mind.
I don't think I knew that was a thing.
It's
No,
what-
I probably wouldn't be wearing that because the whole
They
like
took it-
because if I got
yeah, they took
banned,
it
I
from
probably
you.
wouldn't.
They don't
I don't know.
take your clothes away.
They make you give back the shirt and the hat.
No, so not,
Badge
not
and
that
pants,
you
come
know
on.
this, But some of you have, I think in the first campaign, met an Austin Lock Scholar, and they have these like black X's that go across their robes. That's sort of the badge of office, more than like the robes themselves.
Because they were at the monastery, right?
You may have seen some at the monastery as well.
We saw someone at like Kirteladar at the outside, but
Yeah.
who was wearing that?
Yeah.
But I didn't write that down because I didn't know that was a thing that I would own. Do I own a robe of
yeah,
that
you
sort?
probably have one.
Okay, I'm probably not wearing it
Okay,
though.
no worries.
I'm gonna write down my inventory though.
But he just kind of shakes his head and goes, "Oh well, I mean, if you're gonna interact with them, I would suggest having somebody with Celestial, so that they know some of the ins and outs. All of their dealings are in Celestial, so it makes it a little hard for the common person to understand."
Do they not speak common?
Do who?
The Lunarish?
They do, but all of the legal documentation happens in Celestial. And if you want an official Celestial translator, the Emblem Guild can help you out there. It's always better if you know somebody who can speak Celestial.
I mean, I have spells for that if we ever need.
Yeah, I'll ask the group. Does anyone speak Celestial?
Oh, sorry, I was just standing nearby, like being nosy. I don't, but I can cast a spell that could enable that if necessary.
Okay. Thank you very much for that. Thank you, Dressier.
Yeah, no, of course. Again, I wouldn't. I mean, you can do whatever you want. Obviously, I wouldn't go and have too much dealings with them
Why?
because it's smuggling. That's illegal.
Oh.
Smuggling is not paying the tariffs and purchasing the appropriate emblems for your goods, and so it's cheaper for somebody somewhere. But that's stealing.
But isn't it also
That makes sense.
stealing to set the value higher than what the worth is, dependent upon...
Well, no, you don't understand because we're paying for the security that's provided to it. You know, it has to come in on the ships, and the Amber Sworn, as well as a lot of the other security folks, are really, you have to pay those wages, right?
I'm so sorry. How much for the rations?
also for that.
Sorry about that.
It's okay.
In total, one gold piece, one silver piece, and 3 copper pieces.
I can pay for that.
Okay.
1 gold, 1 silver, 3. Okay,
Now,
and
mind you,
I'll,
these are just kind of run-of-the-mill rations.
Yeah.
If you want something
I'll stick them in the bag of holding.
Okay.
That's good.
1 gold.
The fieldiest of rations you now have.
Yes.
Tastes
Okay.
like
Um,
grass.
I guess the only other thing that Minka would look for at this point would be if she knew anywhere that you could get metal wire, but at this point wouldn't be a high priority.
The
You can get it
smeltery?
here.
I said the smeltery because I need.
We didn't need to go to the
When I go
smeltery.
there, I maybe can.
So the smeltery is a place where like raw ore is melted down. They don't really produce goods there. They ship raw ore out to other places. There is metal wire here in big spools that is probably produced somewhere locally, but the smelt house is unlikely. And if you want to buy some, you can buy some here.
Yeah, I would like to buy some.
How much are you looking for?
So, should probably try to get. How much is a spool of gold and a spool of silver?
Ooh.
That'd be pretty expensive, I'm assuming.
It's actual. So if you're gonna be buying that stuff somewhere,
They
this
might
is
want to
not the
buy
worst place.
Dallas's old armor. Maybe that would be. Oh, yeah,
The smelter?
I can
Yeah,
sell
that's what I-
the box
Oh,
and
I'm
stuff,
sorry,
and I'm
yes.
gonna try to.
I was doing
discount,
coin math.
better value. I forgot that I still had that because I
Have what?
the box
Ah.
of better value.
The box of better value.
So a spool of gold wire. You're looking at something like 20 gold pieces.
Small
Okay.
little jewelry box.
There's more than I have. How much is silver and copper?
Silver goes down a pretty substantial amount. You can get that for 8 silver pieces. Sorry, 8 gold pieces. When you go down to copper, you can get copper for 5 silver pieces.
Okay. So, I should probably get a spool of silver and a spool of copper.
Okay, no problem.
Is it 5 silver? So 20 gold, 8 gold, and then how much is the copper?
So that would be, if you're going to get 1 of silver, 1 of copper, that will be 8 gold, 5 silver.
5 silver. Awesome. I just want to make sure I have the prices correct. Okay, awesome. That's Minka shopping done.
I was disconnected
no problem.
from chat.
Billy wants to go find stuff to make a couple of healing potions, so just looking for an herbalist shop.
Okay.
There isn't one.
There is the Darkbriars Healers Campus. And you could definitely make your way over there if you want.
Yes.
Yeah, sure. So, as you make your way over there, you can see it is a sort of. It's markedly different than the rest of what you're seeing within the neighborhood that is called the Darkbriar Marketplace. Everything else, kind of 1 or 2 stories. There are facades here, but it's like a pretty orderly neighborhood. This occupies 3 stone towers that form a sort of courtyard around a single small, traditionally peaked building in the center. There is a tower on the northern corner, and this seems to be the tallest of all of them. There are a number of arcane sort of banners that seem to have active magic coming off them, fluttering from some of these windows. There is another tower that is sort of the shortest one. This is on the northwestern corner of this campus. It's only about 3 stories tall, and it seems mostly dark at this time of the day. And then the middle tower sits in the southern corner of the campus, and this hangs over the rest of the marketplace below. There are, and actually, this is a building that Rez is a little bit familiar with. There are 3 or 4 bells that hang over the top. And
Alina, I'm not going nowhere near that.
you do see that there is attached at the bottom what looks kind of like the face of a clock tower, but there is no clock or anything like that. There is just a very decorative glass design set into stone that appears to show some kind of butterfly or creature like that. There is, and that's kind of what you would see. It's not a place where they really sell things, but I would say go ahead and make a persuasion check.
Guidance.
A D4?
To remember that That is a thing that we can do on a regular basis.
Outside of that, though, I mean, Shaibulin's Shop of Whimsy and Woe is probably another place that would have that.
I don't know.
Whimsy?
I think Cheshire might go there first,
And
but
whoa, though. Be
Oh.
careful.
you said persuasion?
Yes.
32.
32. Okay. So with a 32, I would say with no problem whatsoever, if you are looking for ingredients for a healing potion, how much money are you looking to spend?
Billy's hoping to get like enough for at least 5.
Okay. Second here.
Ideally 10, but Billy's waiting to hear how much they.
Yeah, and one thing that I will say is you are like going around and looking. There is not a lot of like plant life here in this city that was built on the backs of miners, and so things are probably a little bit more in line with the price of a health potion here.
Mm-hmm.
And in fact, you will save a very small amount of money. For 45 gold pieces, you can obtain the herbal ingredients needed to make a potion. For 50 gold pieces, though, you can buy a healing potion.
So fucking expensive.
It's rough. And even if you
Don't get
say
hurt.
that, the healer that you're talking to, who is a actually probably would be a Minotaur based on who's available right now, would say,
Look, you have to understand, we're not even supposed to sell this to you. This goes against our code.
Yeah, I don't worry about it. I don't even have the money.
Why are you even here?
Because usually it's a lot cheaper.
and he
I have money.
pulls his like order of this like
No.
very
Come
winter-looking
on.
robes
Come on.
around
I
him.
don't. I have money, just not that much money.
How much do you have?
I only have like 10 gold, man. I come from a place where there's lots of greenery. I have different expectations. I don't know the cost of goods around here. Sorry.
I can understand being unprepared.
Yeah,
Where are you from?
the eastern half of the continent.
That doesn't mean anything to me.
Neither does this place of stone and rock.
Look, I can't help you. That isn't going to do anything for us, but
Takes out a little piece of parchment and he writes down an address for you. And he says,
she's a little unconventional, and there's almost always side effects, but you can probably buy something from Shy. Here,
Stabby
he gives it to you. And you unfold the paper and it says, Shai Bulin's Stash of Whimsy and Woe.
Yeah.
but
Thanks.
you get what you pay for.
Yeah, I know. That's... Appreciate the advice. How...
Picks up his robes.
and then pulls out the definitely just a potion of haste
Okay.
bottle that Billy isn't sure is just a potion of haste. It says, someone also told me that this was a potion of haste. You wouldn't happen to know any more. You gotta go to the experts.
Reaches into his bag and pulls out a tiny pair of glasses. Puts them on his little Minotaur nose. And it's balanced. They're not like over the bridge. But he squints and you can see through them woof, big Minotaur eyes.
That does appear to be a haste potion.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Why don't you just have them make you the healing potion?
Because this person just had it and gave it to me as a gift. They didn't make it.
Also, they were a dog.
Have a good day.
Thank
He
you.
heads back into the tower.
That's Billy done.
While everyone's farting around town,
Hey!
we're all kind of like split off to do some chores right before we meet back up.
You're Shorin.
Okay. First of all, Alina would have been like, meet back here in an hour. Alina's gonna wander over to the ice hall.
Ice maker?
Yeah, since now she knows where it is, so she's gonna wander over there and see if she can get a peek at their teleportation circle.
Sure. So you go over to the Ice Maker Guild Hall. This is a relatively large building that expands more onto the ice. And as you get closer, the temperature drops pretty steadily. And around the actual dock posts themselves that support the structure over the water, there is just solid ice that goes across this entire space and goes out about 20 feet into the ocean, where it kind of breaks and shifts and becomes like warm water. And there's just a little bit of steam that rises off from where those two places meet. But you can head off in that direction. I would say you're trying to get a peek at their teleportation circle.
Well, okay, so here's what I want to do. I want to just go in and talk to whoever, whichever person I can meet and be like, greetings to you.
Sure. So you walk into the front office.
Yes, the front office at the Ice Hall Guild, the Ice Makers Guild Hall. Thank you. And she's going to be like, I understand that you have a teleportation circle in your facilities, and I am a Justicar of the Four Seasons. I work for Hearsome.
Yes.
And I would very much appreciate the ability to be able to travel to and from Darkbriar using my teleportation circle spell, but I haven't had an opportunity to study a circle yet, and I'm hoping you'd give me the honor.
Oh, of course we can give you the honor. Have you the seal from Hearsome that is authorizing you to do so? Or, of course, you're the Justicar, so from the Emblem Guild, if you've acquired it from them. Or, of course, you could acquire it from the Embersworn.
So I need a seal, a permission slip.
Well, there's quite a few people who do come in here looking to use the teleportation circle.
I can do that. I'll be back. Thank you.
Of course.
When you did this, are you showing them their badge?
The badge,
Just
yeah.
to be clear, that's not the seal?
No, it is. That's the seal.
Oh, that's what I was showing. That's what I was flashing.
Yes, and he pulls out a drawer, and he pulls out two that look similar, but certainly are counterfeit. And he pulls out another that is like an amber sworn kind of like little vial, but it's clearly full of water. And he pulls out like another thing that looks like a sort of weird mage hat looking thing. And he's like, people try all sorts of things here.
Sure, well, this is the genuine article.
I don't really have a way to check that.
That's okay.
But, of course, if you come back with any of the required documentation, I'd be happy to bring you there. The Guildmaster will have to take you, of course.
That's fine. Sorry, I don't understand. My seal here indicating that I work for Fearsome is not enough?
It's not that it's not enough. We just need verification.
And so how do you get the verification? Sorry, Hannah's confused.
From Hearsome. And the badge, while it looks like a Justicar badge, we have a lot of people who try to use our facilities.
So you need like a letter?
That would work.
Oh, okay. Okay. I'll be back. And she's gonna go find Billy to get the stone.
Okay.
Put him on.
He also says,
Even the cell stone, I gotta go.
if I could make a suggestion,
Please,
if there was something that you needed shipped that was frozen, we might be able to work out a deal. And if you needed to accompany these goods along the way, we could, of course, send you by teleportation circle. And I suppose you would get a look at it, wouldn't you?
Does this guy know my aunt?
You're not there.
Checking inventory. Yeah, I'm like, now that I mention it, I have 20 pounds of potatoes that I need shipped frozen.
Make a persuasion check.
Hilarious.
Oh no! 11. Because I got a 2 on the die.
Okay.
Please, Joe.
Please.
Oh, well, it's a shame it wasn't 15, because 20, that would require an emblem of produce.
Shipping 15 would be perfectly fine. They can make do
I
with 15.
thought I heard 20.
No, I said 15.
I might have something in my ear.
You
Can
might, yeah.
check?
Can I check?
Yes, perhaps there's like some gold or silver there.
2 gold pieces.
This guy's wheeling and dealing.
Well, he is, and also Hannah is about as observant as a...
Remake your persuasion check and make it at advantage.
Hey. That's better. 22.
I need to
Well,
keep my
fine.
purse tucked tighter
My aunt
away.
says she's cool.
Thank you. He takes those 2 gold pieces and puts them in his pocket.
He
And
does,
says,
but Alina doesn't know that.
I know.
Yeah.
It's just very funny.
So these 15 pounds of potatoes, we can have these shipped as early as tomorrow. Is there
I'm in a hurry. Do you offer rush shipping for a fee, of course?
Normally, yes, of course we would. But there's
a bit of a backlog these days to get supplies out.
Well, perhaps I can leave the goods with you and trust you to ship them off, and certainly I'd be happy to do that as long as I can inspect the facilities and make sure that they are to my liking.
I would love to do that, but again, I will need to get the guildmaster involved, and that's a little bit more of a process than I'm willing to do for 2 gold pieces.
All right, forget it.
Would you like your gold back?
Yes, I would.
He goes and he reaches and takes out 2 pieces and returns it to you.
Thank you. Listen, I will see if I can go about getting what you need. And
I hope you understand. I would appreciate getting what you need as well. I'm just following the steps. I need
You
this
have
job.
a great day, sir. There's nothing I love more than bureaucracy, okay?
Oh.
You did good.
And you have a good day as well. If you would
Okay.
like, I have some paperwork that you could do.
Maybe later.
Okay, I'll save it for you.
Well, it's a date.
All right,
He's like happy now. He starts putting together like a pile of paperwork.
So because she doesn't know that Ori has like 20 emblems, she's gonna go find Billy to borrow the sending stone to get Hearsome on the line to hand it over to the guildmaster to get permission.
He's not the guildmaster.
No, I know, but he
Oh.
said he would need to get the guildmaster involved. Nonsense.
You go ahead and you dial the stone, and as luck would have it,
Oh, hell yeah.
yet again, for several times in a row now, Grissam's not having a lot going on apparently. Hello.
Hearsome, hello, it's Alina. Hi.
Hi.
We are just finishing up our preparations to head north to complete some tasks.
Still.
Well, we're about to leave, but I realized that, in order to be more expedient, it would be good to have access to a teleportation circle here in Darkbriar. I've met a wonderful man here at the Ice Makers Guild Hall, and I showed him my badge, and he said he needed confirmation that it was real, so I'm hoping you could provide that for me very, very quickly if I hand the stone over.
If you hand the stone over, make a persuasion check, and I would say make it a disadvantage.
Very nice. 23.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Alina, I will do this one time. But you have been calling me pretty frequently for the past several days.
I
Not
haven't
just
called you at all. I haven't called you at all. You didn't need to hear from me. Yes.
The Wandering Hearts, of which you are a part of, have been making use of this stone quite frequently.
Here's some. If I may, use the badge should have been enough, surely. And I'm really pretty cross with the folks here for demanding that I give more proof of my association with you. And I'm just trying to get a move on here, and I very much appreciate the fact that you picked up at all, sir.
So let me
Good
get
ask,
this straight. You feel offended by the Ice Maker Guild.
No. I wish that the badge you gave us were taken as confirmation of our association with you without having to provide additional proof. Because then I wouldn't have had to bother you see?
But we're already at that part. So, I suppose what I'm trying to ask is, what you just want me to give permission?
That's what they said they needed.
Very well.
Hold on one second.
You start running back to the guild hall, and it takes.
Oh, I thought that's what I said I was gonna do.
I thought you went back to find whoever had the stone, and then.
Yeah, and then went back.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't have made the call until I was right
Billy
there.
has accompanied. It's
problem.
like with.
Yeah.
So slowly, you guys are kind of becoming a group again over the course of this. No problem. So, yes,
I just want to get some things. I have a list.
we'll get there in a
Yeah.
I
second.
can't believe that Elena doesn't know you have those fucking emblems. Anyway,
So you hand this over
Yeah.
to this individual who takes the stone and says, "I'll be right back." And he takes the stone and walks off towards the very back, closes the door behind him. You do hear a lock.
gonna take this long.
and you wait.
Billy casts Unseen Servant to follow him in.
Okay, yeah, go for it.
To be fair, I don't think any of us know that Ori has emblems.
No.
No.
Just the players of the table.
Yeah,
They're like you.
it's really frustrating because he mentioned it specifically.
Make a stealth check.
For the Unseen Servant?
Yeah, make it an advantage. They're invisible.
I don't think they have anything to add to it, so.
It's a pretty low DC.
Cool. It's a 9, so, fuck that, I guess. They're invisible.
No, that's okay. They can slide in, no problem. But one thing that you are probably aware of with this is this unseen servant kind of tracking their way through here in this very cold place is probably going to leave some kind of impression if they're walking across the cold surface or moving across this cold area in the same way that you saw the smoke kind of rising up. It's not like a super well hidden servant. It's a barely seen servant. But it's there. And it hasn't been detected yet. Give me 1 second here.
What's the unseen servant's goal?
And for what it's worth, the unseen servant follows this individual as he kind of mutters to himself. And are you able to hear what the unseen servant hears?
No, the goal is if the guy puts the stone down and walks away from it, to grab the stone and come back.
Gotcha. And that's what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay.
To the servant. That's the servant's goal, is
Oh,
if
this
the
is
guy
the
puts it
worst
down and
heist.
walks away.
Yeah.
Servant is to
I'm
bring
so
it back
sorry.
to me.
I did not know this was going to take this many minutes of game time.
So he walks over.
We have-
You guys want
goes
to
into
fast
this
travel
office.
shopping? 3 hours later.
I thought I could walk in.
And about 3 minutes later, your
It's
unseen
fun.
servant is back.
Great.
And they deposit the stone back in your hand.
Hello?
Some time goes by, and then the individual comes back. I'm terribly, terribly sorry. I've misplaced your stone. Is there any way that you're able to perhaps find object? I have an associate who could do it, but I put it down and I walked away just to use the restroom
Why would you do that?
because I had to pee.
In the middle
Am
of...
I going to be allowed
Before I went and spoke to... is here some... Oh,
He was. Is he still?
he takes the
I
phone
am
back and
not
goes,
calling him
"Hello?"
again.
No, Billy's not brought it back.
Okay.
Billy's hidden it.
So
With much respect to your practices, may I inspect the circle or not?
make an intimidation check. Is there anything, Billy, that you're doing to help?
Billy's glowering behind, which gives a Bardic.
Okay. And take advantage.
Hey, advantage and a bardic, you say?
It's a scary glower. I'm trying to find a D8.
Why don't
Oh,
I
wait.
just
Yeah,
spot
just
you?
I think it was
Call
with
me a
Billy,
D8.
so I think it's probably here.
Woo! Okay.
Alice is gonna ask Mika if he wants to go with him to the large.
Okay, then I'd probably be with you.
Intimidation. Okay, and I use the bardic, so that's 30.
Wow!
All right, just don't tell Hearsome that I misplaced that stone.
I would never. And if I may say, sir, slides the 2 gold back over, and then
I don't want that. Take it back.
Okay.
Listen, let's go. We have to go right now.
Yeah, I'm going right now.
Keep your hands out of everything. If you see something that looks sticky, it is, so don't touch it.
All I need to do is observe.
Please stay out from underfoot.
Billy's gonna stay outside and just wait for Alina to come back, assuming that they're not welcome.
I'm gonna study it as fast as I can.
The first hallway that you go into with him is very calm, but as you turn the corner, it is chaos. And you enter into a very large space. It is like, it goes out over the water, but it drops down to near water level, so it gets progressively larger like steps as it goes on towards the deepest part. And that is where it kind of, the water laps up and becomes ice in the building proper. It is hectic here. There are people going all over the place carrying goods. You can see every single person has some kind of piece of parchment that is just running by, and there are little like emblems on. And you could swear that you've seen them somewhere before, but you're not quite sure where. But you follow him through. You have to duck underneath things as people like bring these weird stacks of like frozen meat over you, and various things are kind of whizzing by. At different times, your guide has to like basically shepherd you through. But eventually, he just yanks you off the side and into one of these little side rooms. It's very cold, but in the middle of this space, just a couple crates around because they're getting ready to ship something. There is a very complex series of lifts that
Study.
are in the circle, and you begin to study.
Okay, study.
And he goes to the door, and he like kind of looks out and just goes, "Please hurry."
Yeah, I'm hurrying. I'm going as fast as I can.
Lovely day we're having today. Yes, please hurry. And like you make it through this, and you have the glyph that you need to
Love it.
teleport to the Ice Maker's Guild Hall.
at the very end of this, he says, "It was great doing business with you. Please never come back again."
I won't ever,
Thank you.
unless I need the circle, of course, and then we'll slip right out. You won't even
But
notice
you
us.
don't know me.
No.
You received that from Hearsome, perhaps, or something like that.
Yeah, I got
Have
it.
a lovely day.
Bye.
Goodbye. And he goes and he leaves the office completely empty. And you guys are now just in this reception area. And you imagine he's probably sitting on the other side of the door like, wait, I work there.
I leave. We leave.
It's so
Alright.
this is so
Alina by
discombobulating
now is like seething from how long that took because I thought, she's saying, that we were given this badge and it was supposed to open all kinds of doors for us and I can't believe he expected that he thought that I was lying. I mean,
Meanwhile,
Who has
like,
the stone? Billy.
Billy has it now.
You feel the glyph go to life, and you are getting a call from Hearsome.
I hear some.
I just listened to a gentleman pee.
I'm so sorry. I got it back as fast as I could.
I am taking the stone back now. I hope that you have your teleportation circle, and I'm sure that if you need something, you will be able to do this yourself.
This is not my fault.
I know, Billy. And the stone disappears from you.
Fuck!
Valis, out of possession of stone, like one day. Gone. just gotta say that for the record.
nothing bad happened.
Bear witness.
It's that he
For
says
what
he
it's
needs.
worth,
For what it's
nothing
worth.
bad happened while Ori was in possession of it.
And for what it's worth, you do have the teleportation circle that you're not really supposed to have. There you go.
Billy just looks at her empty hand. She's like, I didn't even get to fucking use it. I was going to be the good one that just gave updates and just got the information.
You thread the
He is
needle so
so-
well. Though. In fact, to get the teleportation circle, that's impressive.
Yeah, and you know, he really is just very sensitive, isn't he? It's okay, Bill. He's a jerk anyway. I'm
do anything.
glad we can't talk to him anymore.
He's never helped us out.
He told us, she says to the group, she's like, he told us that he wanted updates. He got all mad when he hadn't heard about the psilocybin, and now he's taking away our ability to give him any updates whatsoever. So, sucks for him.
Yeah,
But
we
look
know.
at my new cool runes. I have them in this book.
It's just 3 pages full of the whole
Like a
book.
moleskin. Yeah.
So, Valis wasn't there at that factory, but I think after the general store, he would have wanted to walk over to Linares Guild and ask Minka if she wanted to come.
Okay.
So he'd say like, so I thought
Well,
it'd be.
hang on 1 second. So, Ori, you had stuff that you wanted to grab?
Go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to get some caltrop materials, smoke bomb, flash bomb, noisemaker materials, some poisons, stuff like that.
He made up at least 2
I don't
of
need
those.
to-
Remember how you had to track somebody down to find that before? You imagine that is... Well, hang on 1 second. Let me double check something. There's maybe 1 or 2 of those things.
Well, I
just
said I have a
wanted to
whole
go
list. That's
shopping
why I
and
didn't
get
want
some
to. I didn't want to make a
And we
thing of
lost
it.
the stone
That's the thing.
in 30
You're
minutes.
basically saying I don't want to have to roll for this, but I would like
Oh, well, I
I would
wanna
like
roll for it,
arms
but,
and
like,
deals.
Well, I don't want it to take up too much time.
If you are saying I would like to buy a fork in town, that's one thing. But if you're saying I want to buy a smoke bomb in
Well, the
town,
materials too crap.
but again, these are not materials that are super easy to come by.
Yeah. Okay. Can I get like barbed things so that I can like
Caltrops are something that you
bleed
can
and
actually
stuff like that?
come across because those are soul places.
That's a good.
And like,
Do you
are
make it
there,
known
like,
to us
blast
that you
caps
want a
for mining and
caltrops?
stuff?
Say one more time.
Are there like blast caps for mining that are for sale right now?
So, and I would say, being in the mediocrity of the Rising Storm,
Because
the
that's
blast
like,
caps that people use are magic.
I was gonna say because like magical things are probably a rare resource, which is why they're so expensive and such.
More that
based on
they're just
what
not
they're-
needed. I mean, if you can cast Fireball, you don't really need a blast cap.
Yeah.
I have caltrops. Do you make it known to us that you need caltrops?
No, I probably was like,
Then you ain't getting mine.
I mean, yeah, because I was like, I guess I wasn't there at the Ice Maker Guild, so.
No,
Most of my inventory.
And believe me, I
Stuff.
wish you had been.
Most of
Yeah.
my inventory is based on infiltrating a party and possibly getting chased. That's why I have still set up. Still got the forgery. If we have another party opportunity, I'm ready.
I might need this key to Diatre's house somewhere. So I'm not going to use it yet.
Valis
make
is
a
the guy
copy.
who just holds on to the healing potion, even though like it's at the final cutscene of the game.
I feel so attacked right now.
We definitely
So
didn't burn
Matt's
down that
face
mansion either.
keeps getting more and more
Smudge.
black smudges, but
Yeah.
your nose
That
is
happened
getting
the first time
increasingly like
the
less
first
black.
time that I ever wore any kind of makeup. I immediately was like, "Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm so itchy. Okay, great." And it was just black eyes.
Yeah.
And it went from really cool makeup that Emily did to me to just a monster look. But
It
yours
works
at least.
for dog because dogs get
I was
like,
about to say,
nose.
yours at least kind
Yeah.
of makes sense.
You know, run around.
Beagle's
in
nose
the
gets pinker in the winter.
So, is there anything else people are looking to buy before leaving?
Yes. So my goal, and I'm not like, I do want to try to expedite. My goal is just figure out what the Lost Enclave would come to town for, buy that for them, and bring it to them because I assume it'd be useful. And I thought that the guys at the miners, prospectors, misters thing said that they shop at the general. And I asked the general, he says Lunari Guild, so I guess we're just, yeah.
Make an insight check.
Oh.
How tough is it to get magnesium?
Just plain old
4.
magnesium.
Easier than some of the other stuff you're looking for. 4.
Yeah.
Like
So,
for a supplement?
I mean, as you're thinking about that, they must know a secret store here. And they know where all the bargains are. That's what people are pissed about the Enclave. They are getting good deals, and the general store wants them. Damn. If only you knew. There couldn't possibly be another reason that nobody knows where they shop. So, anybody else have things that they would like to do?
Can I get magnesium, potassium, or nitrate? Some combination.
You're rephrasing the same questions now. And so, yes,
ready
you
to go.
can obtain magnesium.
Cool.
It's not the kind of magnesium that I think you're thinking about.
Okay, and I don't want it.
Yeah. You're talking about magnesium nitrate.
Yes,
Magnesium
well,
nitrate
I wanna-
is very different than milk
Sep-
magnesium.
Oh no, I
It's
know.
very-
I mean,
yeah.
the separate compounds or the separate elements that could come. Yeah,
You're looking in the wrong place.
I want. Okay,
Um,
the questions.
yeah.
I guess one more thing, just going to the smeltery just to sell the ruined splint armor.
Okay. And the ruined splint armor you can sell pretty easy. Give me 1 second here.
I did want to sell the box, the jewelry box as well.
Make a persuasion check for that. With the shape that it's in, post experiencing the kind of damage, Valis, they'll take all of it off your hands. And this is like 45 pounds of splint mail for like 10 gold pieces.
That's fine.
Okay, no worries. Add 10 gold to your inventory.
Can I thieves' cant to
That's
try and
minus
pawn it
45
off
pounds
like
from
a
carrying around.
Yeah.
more
Well, it was in the
illegitimate
bag of
vendor?
holding.
Valis emotionally feels lighter.
I do feel lighter.
Otherwise, it's a 13.
A 13.
Is the box that Hearsome gave us.
I would say with
the
that, you can
members.
probably sell it for regular price. Probably, I would say you could probably get about 90 gold pieces for it, which is basically, costs.
About 100, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
Can I sell my studded leather armor? Sorry, one more thing.
Yeah, no, this is good. This is expedient. This is studded leather?
Yeah.
You could go and sell that at the general store, and this would probably tell you about the kind of deal that Valis is getting. You can get 10 gold pieces for your studded leather armor. It's still in wearable condition and relatively undamaged, and it's kind of the person that gets it would be like, oh, this is kind of cool looking. It's different than what's around here.
Okay, fine. 10 gold pieces it is.
Okay.
Can I just
Gilly's also gonna sell her scale mail.
get like 5 gold worth of
Just clean it out, you
caltrops?
know.
Yeah, that you can.
Great. That's a lot of
I
caltrops.
need to be able to not
That's a lot of
blink my
caltrops.
world.
So 5 gold worth?
Yeah.
That's like
Too many.
That is
500?
5 bags of 20.
Yeah. That's
A
sorry,
ba-
not 500.
No, that's
100?
100, thank you. I'm
That's
bad.
100. Yeah, 100 bags of 20.
I only know because the app says bag of 20 for a gold.
So a bag has 20 caltrops in it.
Yes, and it's 0.05 gold per bag.
Are you sure?
That's what it
What?
says in the
5 copper.
right.
I have
Am I
one gold
reading
piece
that
per
wrong?
bag.
I have
Okay,
one gold
that makes
piece,
more
too.
sense. I don't know what the fuck this is
Yeah.
then.
So you're getting 100 caltrops.
Oh,
Is
that's
it
per caltrop. For
That's
some
so
reason.
stupid.
Bundle
So
size
they
20.
bring you a bag and you're like, can I actually buy those one at a time?
It's like when you go and order like,
Can I keep them?
can I get
5
7
copper,
munchkins?
10
You
copper.
open up this
15.
curtain and it's a big lobster
You know,
tank, but it says caltrops.
It's cheaper to buy a dozen. No, I
you
just
have
want
a big
7.
bag of holding full of copper pieces.
Seriously, like,
One.
you can get 25 of these for half the price of the 6 that you want. No, I want just 6.
So, no problem. You get 100 caltrops for 5 gold pieces. Anybody else? Oh, sorry.
Scale mail.
Scale mail. I lost track.
Genuinely thought we were gonna leave the city in this episode.
Nope.
Seemed
Shopping!
really
I thought
lovely.
so. Like an
I'm,
episode.
I'm
Yeah.
so sorry.
We got it. We're shopping. We're girding ourselves for the inevitable combats. that
Loins
we're
are so
about to
girded,
face.
And we're shedding the weight of that summoning stone.
Yes. The emotional weight. Okay, so if you want to sell your scale mill, are you going to go try to smelt this down as well?
Mm-mm.
You're just selling it as is?
It's usable.
Okay,
There's nothing wrong with it.
no problem. They would buy that for probably even usable. You guys are. If they say, I guess I could take that.
So hers were 10 gold
15
pieces?
gold pieces.
That's fine.
Okay.
I just don't want to clink clack anymore.
No problem.
We're just offloading stuff at this point.
And it seems like metal is pretty easy to come by in this town, and so that seems to go for a lot cheaper than leather here.
That's fine. It's just not in my
I
bag.
need a blowgun dart or blowgun because I have all these needles and I lost the fucking dart gun itself.
You can. You would need to go to the prospector's mistress for that. And it's a pretty cool looking blowgun, but yeah, you absolutely could. Give me just 1 second to pull up a cost.
Okay.
Okay. You can get that for 8 gold pieces.
8 gold pieces. Do they have any cool shit that comes with it that I can take too?
I mean,
Like special darts that have like
oh no. They just have regular
tips for
darts.
poison or anything?
This is a
You wanna be
general store that
Hawkeye?
you're buying in it.
Well, I want to have options.
Yeah.
All right.
Think goes downtime while she's waiting for everyone to get
You
ready.
do. As it
She
turns
wants,
out.
she wants to take the silver and copper wire that she purchased and start making. She takes out her jeweler's kit and starts making like
Okay.
a bracelet.
No problem. It definitely helps keep your hands busy. You are very close to home.
Yeah.
But things are taking a long time, and so you're a little anxious, and you channel that into this work. No problem. Anybody else?
Anytime that I wasn't doing, I'd just be looking for the ship. Just kind of idly looking along the docks.
Sure. Make a perception check. For the rest of you, you start to kind of gather your things. You pack up anything that you may have unpacked at the inn.
Dirty 20.
A dirty 20. Okay. So, as you are looking around, I would say you don't notice a ship that bears the name Javon. There's one ship that does stand out, and you see a couple, maybe 3 or 4, that enter port this early in the morning. There are 2 that have flags that are very unfamiliar to you, and the ships themselves look pretty odd. The thing that's the oddest is a large barge-like vessel. It is a very unconventional, very ugly-looking ship. It looks mostly rusted, and as it kind of bobs and moves about in the waves, as it like drifts up on an especially large swell, there is at least 2 decks below the water itself. It's a very weird ship, but it slowly makes its way in, and I think that's probably the most elaborate thing that you would see.
I'm familiar with that ship, I believe, but
Perhaps.
or is not.
So you all acquire many things throughout the day. A few of you lose a couple pieces of armor and gain some gold, but eventually your shopping ends.
Hey, we did
God. And it's time to go to bed.
it.
And the next Justicars roll into town. Here's some you were dead.
Well, here's him. Shouldn't have taken away our sending stone.
So actually, none of the parties are dead. They just got too annoying for here. So they're just wandering around there.
Oh, that's
tracks.
hilarious.
That would be the funniest twist on that.
Man, I'm not that smart. So you all gather kind of close to the northeastern side of town where the mountains sprawl out before you. Are you heading for the caves?
Yes.
Yes.
We're doing it, guys.
Good lord, finally.
We did it.
As we walk, Alina's going to tell
Now we
the
just
tale
have
of
the
how
load
unfair it
screen to
is
get
that
out of
Hearson
the
took away the
city
sending stone, and it's all the Ice
Before we enter the
Makers
wilds
Guild
once
Hall's
more.
fault.
Sure.
Dickheads.
They are.
All right, to the bone munching caverns we go.
Yeah, let's get our bones munched.
Woo!
You make your way towards the inevitable munching of bones. And Minka, as you guide them in this direction, very quickly the shadows of the mountain kind of immediately drop the temperature by 5 or 6 degrees. And you make your way forward. The stone roads give way to just dirt and then little bits of pebble. And as you look off and to your left, you can see like little bits of yellow grass that transitions to green to the beautiful fields beyond. But that's not the way you're going. And very quickly that vanishes out of sight. And on your left and right, there's just gray rock that rises up and up and up. And Billy, it's pretty narrow traveling here. And it's getting narrower. But Minka, you easily make your way through, still kind of like working with your hands on these little bits of jewelry. And you know that you're going to wrap around a little bit of this mountain before entering the caves proper. It's only going to take you maybe half an hour. Is there anything that you're doing to prepare the group or anything like that on the way?
So Azig is looking down and like fiddling with it. She's like, okay, so remember when you're placing pythons, right? So you want she tries like trying to explain how to use climbing gear,
Okay.
assuming no one's used it before. Because last time we had climbing gear out, she remembers it was kind of a chaotic time
You
and a
remember
kobold
swinging
had
back and
help.
forth, and
Yeah.
the goal, you're like, do you want us to help? And I was like, yeah, that sucks. Yeah.
And just being like, remember, we're going to give you chalk at the beginning. You really want to hang on to that. And just like trying to like give like Spelunking 101 as she's walking around.
Yeah. Make a nature check.
No, not terrible. If I remember correctly, this is not the kind. Oh, no, it's okay. 16.
You feel confident that you prepare the group for caves and all the dangers that could happen. You make your way in the direction of these, and about half an hour goes by as you walk through the increasingly kind of chilly and damp environment, and eventually there is a cold wind, and in front of you there is a yawning cave mouth. And Billy, for you at least, there's a pretty sizable ceiling. It's narrow. And the wind that comes through makes it feel like it's breathing on you.
Like that.
But aside from that, it's just a cave. And Minka, you can lead them in.
Okay, so everyone's got their chalk.
You?
Okay. So I'll take one pickaxe, and someone towards the back should take a second one in case we get separated. Yeah. Okay, and remember, if there's a sudden dip in like the stone, there's a good chance it's a pocket of non-breathable air. So,
Don't breathe.
so if it goes down, you try to light it on fire first, and then if it burns, then you know that that was deadly gas. And if it doesn't burn, you're fine.
What?
What kind of deadly gas? I guess it doesn't really matter.
No,
if it's
because
deadly.
I just remembered right now that I'm the only one in this party that doesn't need to breathe.
And Minka, that's an interesting thing, because you know, as you're walking into the caves proper, it's dark for now, but eventually you'll see signs of light because there's a little trail of these lanterns that are full of oil. Somebody in the Enclave fills them every month, and they burn for about 30 days. The purpose of these is not to provide light. Many of you can see in the dark. If they go out and the oil's still there, it means that the air is not really working. And that's a good thing to remember. When I made you roll that nature check, maybe it was about that.
The oxygen is broken.
It's okay, so that's the canary.
Yeah.
Just like
That makes sense.
it had literally just occurred to Minka right now that she doesn't have to breathe, but that is not true for the rest of the party.
Okay, so I have some tinder, so we'll be okay on that front. And we'll just keep an eye out for it. All right. Does anyone have a lantern, by the way?
Perfect. We can use that. and so before they go and Minka lights Ori's lantern, we'll go, okay. So let's we get to put out if we see lit lanterns. That means they've been around enough time that they're still okay. But until then, we just want to make sure. All right, let's go. She just kind
I'll
of starts
keep it
ushering.
Covered for now, but like exposed at the front, and, so it's not just emitting everywhere.
To distract her, Alina's gonna be like, Billy, tell me all about what you want to do with the sword once you have it. Sorry.
But while you're trying to do that, it's tough because Rez is also going, hey, Alina, this kind of reminds me of where I'm from. You know what we would do in caves? Sometimes because of the air thing, you would tell people you use a minor illusion, you make a little fire, people walk right in there. It's hilarious.
Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, no problem.
Do you mean it's like smelling kind of helly, or it's just sort of comfy because it's underground?
I mean, not really the underground part, but I mean, this like very oppressive stone atmosphere. I mean, some of the guys are really about that. Me, I mean, I got wings, I like to stretch them out, really see the hells for what they are. But, people like rocks.
So it's your aesthetic.
I mean, I'm more of like a contemporary gothcore person, I think.
Yeah, right. That's it. You got him. Okay, cool. Rez, I'm just gonna try to keep Billy distracted now. So just let me know if you smell anything real bad.
Aside from Ori.
Yeah.
No,
I had made strides in our relationship, and he is just slandering me behind my back.
Can't hear it. So, who's leading this group?
Not Billy.
You can make a perception check.
Perception.
Probably
You're
like
in the back, right?
I'm in the middle.
behind Minka, holding the lantern up for her.
26.
With the 26, even with Ori holding the lantern up, you see the faintest glimmer of light when the lantern trail is coming up. And with the 26, you recognize the things are a little different than you remember them being. The trail seems a little bit more traveled than you had last seen it. But the lantern is lit. You approach the very first one. Is there anything that you're doing with this lantern?
Minka's just gonna just take a close look at it to see if she can tell how much oil is left in it.
With the 26, easily. You go and you look and you open the little door and look at the bottom reserve, and it looks like it's about a fourth full.
Okay. So, that's not too bad. That means someone came by within the last month.
All
So,
right, well,
but-
that's
It's getting a little low. So it's not terrible. But if more people have been
Well, that
using
can
it,
happen.
maybe more people have been coming back and forth. Maybe they've just been hiding more. It'll be fine.
well, that's
Spiders. Look out for spiders.
Alina looks up
frozen-throated
at this
dread
thing.
lords.
Make a perception check, Elena.
14.
14, you glance up, and the shadows shift and move, especially because Ori has this one lantern up. Minka, you look up, and with the 26, there's no spiders up there. But Elena, there could be. You make your way further along, and you find the second lantern. And very similar, you find about a fourth of the oil left. You find the third. And Minka, you recognize that the path is beginning to descend a little bit. All of a sudden, overhead, you reach a place where part of the ceiling rises up and up and up, but immediately in front of you, there is a huge basalt column that has fallen and lays across, and it is what holds the rocks up above you. The path continues underneath, and you can see the third torch is right at the surface, and it's dark under this block. And you know that there is more torches associated with this path, but you don't see them.
Okay, that's not great. Okay, so,
Make an intelligence check. You're trying to remember how long is this path?
Oh, that good old intelligence. Oh, yes. Dirty 20.
The dirty 20?
Yeah. This is Minka's.
The thing that's tough about there potentially being no oxygen there, it's about 180 feet under this huge column to go down, 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 and then up, up, up. And so even things like Valus's ability to just away, it's a little bit farther than that. You also can't see the other side from where you are. This column is right in the way. but it's about 180 feet through.
Okay. So, does she remember where the next lantern is?
Yeah,
How
the
far
next
away it
lantern
is?
should be about 30 feet within this kind of dark space, right before it gets to its lowest point. And then there will be another one opposite that, right where it starts to rise back up again.
Okay. So Mingo's like, okay, so there should be one more lantern. I can't tell if it's lit. So I'll go. Maybe I'll hold on to one end of a rope, and you guys hold on to the other end of the rope.
And you just give it a tug when we're good?
I will give it one tug if it's safe, and 2 tugs if it's not safe, and 3 tugs if I'm panicking.
Maybe you should tie it around yourself so that,
That's
you know,
right.
if something happens, we can pull you back and not let go
And maybe
of it.
send Rez over too. Does he need to breathe?
I believe Rez does need to. Hey, Rez, do you need to breathe?
Yeah,
Just yes.
Sorry.
Okay.
I just don't like that question because it implies that I won't be breathing soon.
No, I would only send you with Minka if you did not need to breathe.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome, bud. You're a valued member of the team.
Okay, I will be right back. So at
Holding
the
on
top
to
where
the
she knows
rope.
the air is good, she's gonna take a deep breath, hold it, and then walk into the darkness.
Okay, no problem. You hold your breath. You walk into darkness, and you creep forward. You have a 26 as a perception check, and so
You don't need to
easily you
breathe.
can see the dark lantern hanging above you. It's out, and there is probably no breathable oxygen where you are. You could test it out if you really want to, but for the moment, you're holding your breath. You're walking, and then you hear, "Hey," from somewhere within the darkness, very close to you, maybe 15 feet away.
Minka's gonna pull on the rope twice, and then start creeping backwards, and just like,
Please don't leave me.
All right, that's two pulls.
What does that mean again?
It's hard to breathe.
Not safe. Not safe.
she's gonna pull 3 times.
Pull it.
Your heels like go across the ground as everybody just yanks you up. And Minka just emerges from the darkness. You can gasp in breath.
Are you okay? What happened?
That sounded like a little girl was talking to me down there.
Oh, girl.
Yeah, not great. Also, no oxygen down there, so the fact that she was talking, not cool.
Well, what did she say?
It's hard to breathe down here, which, like, you know, I get
Ghosts? Ghouls?
No
Goblins?
check really needed, but ghost definitely would fit that. Speaking while not being able to breathe and saying, "I can't breathe down here." That sounds pretty ghosty.
That sounds like
Sounds
some
very
sort of
ghosty.
trapped spirit or something.
that. That's not great. So, the only way that I know off the top of my head, unless I can think about it harder, is you can try to burn the air to see if you can get it going again.
Do you want me to try to burn it?
I hold my breath, walk down 20 feet. Divine sense.
You spread this out, and immediately as you go down, your nose begins to burn, your eyes begin to burn. There is something in the air that is fouling it and making it hard to be there. But as long as you don't breathe it in, it seems as if it's not overly affecting you, though your vision does blur, such that it is in the dark here. But with divine sense, as that radiant pulse goes out and around you, you see shapes just lurking, all just kind of curled up around the edge where the floor meets the wall, almost seeming to kind of shy away from you or hide as that wave sweeps across them. But because it is 10:05, here in the dark, alone as you are, with no rope attached to you, Alice, this is where we're going to end for the evening. And we'll start next week seeing what exactly that entails. But thank you for joining us for this week's session of Adventures in Albron Courts of Everest. We'll be back next week. But if you can't wait that long, please stay safe. It's crazy out there. We'll see you later.
Bye.